All right, everyone. So welcome to another Wednesday night modern panel, and I am just waiting on the time to come. Oddly enough, I don't really have a mod going on right now. I am just assembling some things that will eventually go out to some customers from the Big Blaster Consortium, and yeah, this one's just another barrel shot that I'm putting together real fast before the live stream starts. I am working on a couple of more products for blasters that have just recently launched. I might show them on stream really quick, as well as something else that I've designed that I believe that the hobby community might have used before, but no one's really said much about it. Um, I spoke to another designer because I wanted to test a theory out, and they're like, "Oh, oddly enough, I've made something similar to that before, but it's not something that's used a lot because most places don't allow them. And I think that the places that don't allow them are usually because it's like it's viewed as a modified dart. And in my opinion, as long as it's safe and meets jewel requirements, I don't see why it wouldn't be used. But now I'm in the market to try to uh, get them mass produced and manufactured. So that way we can tell those Karens to go fuck themselves. So, there's that. Um, Long story short, it is a dart that through numerous tests gives me a 25 to 30 FPS boost from their, production standards that are mass produced, quote unquote, mass produced. And they, they're more accurate. So yeah, let's we're gonna have to take a look at those because darts are a thing, and everyone likes mega darts. So what's going on, Strife? Let me see here. Currently on a car ride with my family. Till then, I can chat via the live chat. Hey, not a problem, Strife. You can feel free to join in whenever. Hopefully your family gets to wherever you're going safely. So, but that being said, um, like I said, I don't really have anything that I'm modding right now. I have something that I have to finish doing, but it's way too big to put on screen right now. Um, However, I have been working on some things between last week and been getting really close to launching these things. I'll show you a sneak peek. Um, yeah, so yeah, that's what this is for. And I'm getting right around 100 FPS on average with these. So we'll uh, we'll see what we get. And these are mega. So um, I've been working on a whole bunch of different shells for the Doom cannon. So you know, it'll be good to see what happens with those. I did do actually a modification today that I've been wanting to do. Couldn't do it on camera only because of the fact that it would have been way too loud to do on camera because it did require some power tools. And it's just one that's, I mean, it's an old mod. It's about 4 years old now, but one that I wanted to do because I had the kit. It was $27, and it goes into the conversation that we're going to have with the panel tonight. And that is if the juice is worth the squeeze. Now, when I say is the juice worth the squeeze, it's referring to modding because a lot of times everyone in the community is quick to say, hey, let's mod this blaster. Let's see if can we get something out of it. What can we do? And a lot of people will pour in lots of time and effort to modify a blaster. Now, this is not to dissuade anybody from modding. On the contrary, I'm one that'll always encourage anybody to modify their blasters. Like I enjoy modding. It's fun. It is soothing, and in my opinion, in a world that is pretty much shitty, it's always good for me to be able to use my hands and take something that's shitty and turn it into something wonderful. Seeing as I can't really make that happen in the real world, it's kind of nice to be able to do it in the community itself. Um, Date bound. Looking forward to this. Hey, welcome, Bill. Um, Now for the N1 cylinder incentive blaster arms. You know, don't tempt me. I have not made an N1 cylinder yet. I haven't done an ultra cylinder yet, but I will. Um, However, seeing as I trust people and I've already actually started to do the poor man's copyright and patent work, I don't have a problem like showing you all this. The Mega Slug. So yeah, we'll get numbers from this here shortly, so you guys can see because it does perform better than the standard Mega Half Dart. So just to let y'all know. That will be coming soon. I've already done a copyright on the actual design with the measurements and the weight. So now I just need to file the patent paperwork so I can protect myself. Not that I'm going to go after anybody if they decide to make homemade versions of it, but so I can protect myself when I go into actual manufacturing because I feel, like I said earlier, once these become manufactured and produced and machined, um, hopefully we'll be able to get more people to say, hey, you know what, let's allow these because it's a design that I have proven to be very sound. It is accurate. It is fast. And most of all, it doesn't really hurt that much. So it would be safe for a higher FPS thing. So um, now for those who are interested, y'all can message me and I'll show you guys exactly what the process is to make them. Each one takes about 25 seconds to make. So won't do that on camera because, well, trade secrets. Not that I don't trust anybody who actually watches me, but I don't know who watches when it's not live. And, well, yeah. Like I said, trade secrets. So I will say though, in the meantime, I was very sad to have to announce that I will be doing a pricing up, I guess modification on my barrel shrouds. Not the standard ones, but definitely the the special orders. Because unfortunately, when I do custom orders, people ask for some colors that I don't always have, and the price of filament has gone up. Um, and as I explained in a post that I did, also on my website, I put a a blog posting about it. Unfortunately, filament being what it is, prices have gone up. Nothing I can do about it. And I can't sell a $20 item when it costs me $30 to make one. So, yeah, needless to say, I had to increase the price for people who order exotic colors on the barrel shrouds, mainly because people have been wanting to get metallic colors and metallics PLAs. You're looking at a price increase from anywhere from like $13 to $14 that I pay per roll of filament to paying upwards of $22, and that's if it's on sale. $27 if it's not on sale. So that being said, have to increase my prices a little bit, and that way I don't just tell people no, you can't have what you want. It's going to be a yes, you can have it. It's just going to cost a little more. So right now I'm actually waiting on some people to join in. Looks like I got Milo's mods in the green room. We're probably going to start the live a little bit early. That way we can actually get to joking around and having fun. I do have a couple of things here that I'm going to show off, some modifications that I've done recently uh, to discuss what the topic of discussion, which, as the descriptor says, let me get dramatic here. To mod or not to mod? That is the question. So that being said, let me actually drag up Milo's mods here, and let's see here. We've got a chair. So Milo's mods chair is there, which is great because now I can actually talk smack about him and he can't say anything about it. Um, yeah. So um, so I guess Milo, if I'm the better modder, just say nothing. Don't say anything. I'm glad you can admit that. It's okay. It's all right. I know it takes a lot for you to admit that. But anyways, let me see here what we have. Understand price increases. This insane thing over in golf is driving up all prices. To mod is the answer. Yes, you are correct. To mod is the answer as long as, and this is something that Milo's Mods and I have talked about, the juice is worth the squeeze. Now, what do I mean by is the juice worth the squeeze? The question is obviously this situation that's going on right now with Iran and the Strait of Hormuz closing down is affecting us in different ways. Looks like we got some loud volume here. Let me get that. There we go. So the Iranian situation is affecting us in a lot of different ways. Not only are oil prices going up and gas prices going up, but the cost of goods in general have gone up as well. Not just because of the tariffs, but people need to understand that oil is used in a lot of manufacturing. And naturally, companies that use oil to manufacture products like plastics and silicas, they're going to raise their prices in order to maintain their profit margins, which means that it's not just gas that we're paying more for. We're going to be paying more for everything, and that's just the way the economy works. Milo, welcome to the party. You're already on the actual screen itself, as you can see. And Yeah, I already told what the discussion was, is to mod or not to mod. Now, what I was going to tell y'all, as I said, I did have some things here that I've modified already. And this is one that, in my opinion, the juice is worth the squeeze. Y'all probably remember this silhouette for this blaster, the Rival Fate. This was released back in, I want to say, 2021? No, 2020? When was this? 2022 or 20? XX2. Yeah, 2022. 2022. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's X. Yeah, XX2.
yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry,
So
I had to think for a minute.
yeah. So it's a great little modification that was released by this for worker. It's kind of a drop-in kit, but there is some shell cutting that is required for it, and it is essentially turns this thing into a freaking worker Cheetah 2.0. Literally for $27, which is what I paid for this. I think you can sometimes get it on sale for $24. It turns it into a mag-fed blaster, and I'm popping 200 with this with a simple upgrade spray. So literally less than $30 of modification, and I have a high-speed pistol that's mag-fed. Now, mind you, you do have to worry about pulling the barrel out and closing it like the Cheetah 2.0, which can be annoying, but again, it does add an element to the challenge when you're actually playing, and it gives you a really good secondary blaster in a pretty decent small package, in my opinion. So this one where definitely it is acceptable, in my opinion, to mod at $30. Now, on the other hand, in my opinion, and Milo, if you can jump in on here, any ones that you think are not worth the squeeze to modify.
Sure. 90% of the Hasbro blasters out now. I'll be upfront and honest with you. And what I mean by that, and I know I'll get roasted in the comments, and again, it's me and I don't care, but what I mean by that is that how many of us have bought Hasbro blasters, opened them up, if you can open them? Some of them you can't, they're solid welded shut, right? Which makes your job 10 times harder. You usually destroy the blaster getting it open, but that's another story. How many times have you opened up a Hasbro blaster and let's say to get an extra 20 or 30 FPS out of it, you're doing nothing more than sealing up the plunger holes in the tube because Hasbro's known for cutting holes in their tubes and everything else. Um, but you're sitting there, you're spending 4 and 5 and 6 hours to get 20 or 30 FPS. That's not worth it in my time for me. Me, if I'm
No,
going to do something, it's going to have to be right then and there and absolutely be worth it. You see what I'm saying?
no, I think I get what you're saying. And in that case, like if you value your time that much, obviously, it's not worth it for you. However, I think there is something to be said about taking something that is absolute ass, and turning it into something that is better, even though it takes like at least an hour or 2 hours of time. I will take, for example, and prime example, the double dealer. Um, that is, we can all agree, notoriously a shitty blaster out of the box. It had
Yep.
issues with jamming. The highest FPS that you got of that thing was 60 because it was one plunger tube for two darts. And yeah, I mean it was not at all a what I would call a good design by Hasbro. It was fun, but I wouldn't say it was good. But that being said, literally just a spring swap, sealing the hole in the tube, and removing one spring to prevent the jamming issue, or shaving down something to prevent the jamming issue. I had a blaster that single fire was 125, 128, and double fire could hit about 100. So I feel like for me, that was worth it. Again, it did take some time, but at the same time, it was something that I could turn around and look at people and be like, hey, you guys were all saying that you couldn't mod this, that it wasn't a moddable blaster. And I just showed you, yes, you could. Real quick question in the chat. How much does brass barrels aid blasters? So, Bill, that all depends on the blaster itself and what the plunger tube is and what the size of the brass barrel is. Generally, the consensus is that brass does help because it's a tighter inner diameter. So you actually get a better grip on the dart. So the air is trapped behind the dart and it just yeets it out. That's the conventional wisdom. Am I correct in saying that, Milo?
Yeah. As far as that, like, and keep in mind, I haven't brassed something in years. But like, let's take the original Nexus Pro, like
Uh
the
huh.
OG orange one. Okay, one of the classics.
Yep.
That thing took a 12-inch 17/32 blast tube for a barrel. Now, with let's just say the spring and the spacer, okay, the stock spring and the spacer, okay, if you want to go that way, and a stock aluminum barrel, that would get you about 175 or so, right? Just for talking purposes. When you throw in the brass barrel, you would get about 200 to maybe 220 or so. So you're looking at a 20 or 30 FPS jump. Now, keep in mind, an aluminum barrel, 16 millimeter aluminum barrel, because we have ones that are a lot tighter nowadays. We have barrels
Yep.
that are 12/7,
Yep.
for Pete's sakes. So if you have a tighter bore barrel, like for example, ZWQ blasters, they're known for their barrels being extremely tight bore.
Yep.
And it's actually a huge bonus to get a ZWQ blaster that has one of those tight barrels.
Yep.
The tighter the barrel, the more pressure you're going to retain. There's less room around the dart for the air to go past. It's happy days basically.
Yep.
Um, the way that they neuter a lot of blasters is like when they'll put in a barrel, they'll either do one of two things. They'll make the barrel either A, way too short, or B, it'll be way too wide. The inner diameter will be way too wide.
Yep. Now, speaking of barrels and performance, and I'm not. This is not an insult to you. Obviously, I think that you'll agree when I say this. Let's go and actually bring up the man who is probably the most qualified to speak
What
about
are you
barrels because
doing?
he's waiting in the green room right now.
Oh, bring him
Mr.
in. I need to find out where he was last week and chastise him. Absolutely.
Oh, I know. So Mr. Cartea, come on up and
Hey,
explain
how you
yourself, young
doing?
man. What happened to you
I heard
last
the
week?
question. I heard the question. Yeah, my friend was going through a midlife crisis. and he's going through a
So,
moving
so,
crisis.
so
So
you bought him a Ferrari, and you
no, I
guys
helped him
played
move.
Ford versus Ferrari in real life, right?
No, he's a hoarder. He hoards a lot of unnecessary stuff, and then he freezes up because he doesn't want to give up all his stuff because it's just
Gotcha.
crazy. Okay, so let me tell you
Well,
the benefits of brass. One, to benefit from brass, you have to have a tight pusher, a tight plunger, and everything else because you're going to have more back pressure because it's going to have more hold. It's going to hold air more than I would say a 12-9 barrel would or any other. So if you do, it's beneficial. The other thing with brass barrels is you don't want to do this at the end of your brass barrel. See how you hit it with a pipe cutter and it cuffs it? And even if it looks like you straighten it out, it may still be thinner than the rest of the board. This is why I use a piece of stainless steel to gauge it to make sure it's the same size. I use a half-inch piece of stainless steel, and then I crown the inside of it and I level the front of it. So barrel prep, very important with brass. That's very easy to do this. So easy. And so when the dart hits, it will cup it. And even if it doesn't look entirely like this, it just looks a little indented. There it is. So that's where a lot of people get it wrong. But what I see is a lot of seal problems. Like the blaster just doesn't hold air perfectly, And then when you try to put brass on it, it's just too much resistance where the resistance of the barrel will beat the air seal. You don't want to do that. The other nice thing about brass is it holds wax better, and that is because Pledge uses a type of silicone in the mixture that bonds with brass. So the wax bonds with that, and you also do it so it doesn't oxidize, but it makes it so dry wax treatment holds to it better. But it is expensive. For me to make a barrel like this, that's on Mark 13, which is stainless steel on the outside, but it is brass on the inside. Okay, this barrel cost me about $45 in raw materials, about 45. The one on the long shot, that one costs about I would say $60 in raw materials because it's a 711 millimeter barrel, it's a 28 incher.
mhm.
So it does cost a bit because you don't want the brass to be by itself because the brass is really thin. You
Yeah.
want to put like stainless steel around it or aluminum or something else. And that barrel material on the outside, hybrid barrel, is going to cost you more. But the consistency is so much better. The firing groups are so much better. I also did this. I fired in my new ZQW.
Oh,
All in.
congratulations! It finally showed up.
Finally showed up. It showed up when I was
I
gone for
need
two
to
and a half weeks.
I need to mail you out your kit for you.
Oh, cool.
So
That would be great. Especially, I really do like this blaster. But the other nice thing that it does, because it's wax and because it's tight, this one is a loose barrel. It is the standard barrel that it came with. But this
Hey,
barrel
what's
that it
the inner
came,
diameter of that? You want to measure it real quick?
I don't have a caliper on me, and sadly, it's bigger
Well,
than
wait.
this Worker Gen 3. Worker Gen 3 almost dropped. I mean, just look at that. It just slides down. It's like 13 millimeters or 13.1. I think it's a 13.1.
Mm,
And I had to recrown it, and I did on the front. See, it did my normal crown track because the crown was uneven, but it still shot really, really well. I was able to get a 316 on it with the 2 millimeter spring at the beginning. Well, let's see here. Can you actually see? Yeah, I don't know if you guys can see that, but there's little marks on the inside of it where this head hit it and did the big Crayola. And the problem is that, yeah, is there's little marks in there. And what brass does is it tightens it. So the barrel, this isn't like bouncing around. It isn't bouncing around. It's very tight, it's very snug, and it makes the dart more direct. It does, however, have firmer pressure to it because you're taking a 13 millimeter dart and you're tightening to what is essentially a 12.7 millimeter tightness. So the thing is at Gedden, I was shooting. Hold on, these right here. These are 13 millimeter hard, and let me tell you something. Oh my God, were they accurate? Because you had the back pressure building up. I was in a few feet per second every time I fired. I would say about 4 or 5 feet per second every time I fired, and the darts went exactly where I pointed them on the crossbow and everything else. It makes it so you have less margin of velocity and error, but it takes more fine tuning to work with brass. It takes more skill because your blaster has to be solid before. So for right now, I'm not building a brass barrel for this right now. Why? One, I want to test this with this barrel by itself, see what it does. Number two, I want to fine tune the blaster, which is pretty close there. It's got an air seal and everything before I dial it in. Because one thing you don't want to do with brass is make a brass barrel, make your sheath, make everything else, and then find out, oh, I want another 2 inches, which is exactly what happened with that one back there. Is I made it a 620, but that was okay because I had other blasters, including this one that's going to be 620. So when I'm done with it, yeah,
exactly it. But I've also noticed, Quisto, that long brass, is extreme. Is pricey. It really is.
It's expensive, very expensive.
Yep.
And you got to use 2 pieces of brass on
it. The ones that I see around here, or at least at my local hardware store, unless I go buy online, are all 12-inch sections. I've seen bigger, longer pieces, but they usually want a fortune for them.
Well, the one that I saw,
I'm not going to spend $30-$40 on, say, a 60-centimeter piece of brass.
Yeah.
It's just crazy.
Well, the one that I saw on AliExpress, which was like about $65, and it was for I want to say 500 or 550 length. It was a piece of brass that on the outside it matched our 16 outer diameter barrels, but it kept the interior diameter of a normal brass barrel. Which when I saw that, I was like, hell yeah, because that means that I don't have to modify anything. I could just put that into the standard breeches that we use for our regular aluminum barrels.
Yeah.
And get the performance out of brass. So, which is kind of awesome. Also,
do you want me to break? Go ahead.
Speaking of performance, I just recorded a video. I do have to edit it, but I'm going to be launching it soon. Again, I showed it last week. Guys, again, that's not those aren't it. This is going to be launching this Friday, I believe, on Radioactive Design's website. This is his.
Guess who has one too?
Yes. Yes, the K25R.
K25R.
Yep. Cartea, you can attest to this. It's an increase over Silver Fox.
Oh, yeah, it is. But Silver Fox works in certain situations. That's the thing. Yes. It's an increase. You have to expand and I am going to work on a solid space expander for the Longshot 2.0. But the problem by default with the Longshot 2.0 is it's 44 millimeters of solid, and this would be about, I think, 54. So you need to either cut down 5 or you make the solid space longer by either modifying the plunger, which is why I'm saying make a plunger head 3D printed that actually is modified to fit this. So the front wouldn't have to hit it, and then you can do that, and that would be great. Or you just take the actual trigger catch, make it slightly longer. But the problem with that is then you're down to about, I think, 134, 135 cc's. And the whole point of an LS2.0 is you got 156 cc's of usable air on it. It's a mighty beast. It is.
Well, just to give you an idea regarding numbers, real world testing, and mind you, this was using worn out darts. With worn darts on my Excalibur, I was getting, and these are worn out nitro shot darts, I was getting 255 roughly with regular K25, 265 with Silver Fox, and then 290 with worn darts with the K25R. And that's with the same setup, same darts. What?
Yeah, that's why we need to modify the solid space on LS2.0 so it can fit this. If it was modified with the same geometry, with the same draw, not a draw reducer like a modified trigger catch would do, this would be faster. Sure would, because you have 26 coils, and even though they have less pitch, they're firing in unison, where the Silver Fox only has 19 active, even though they're wider pitch, and they're pretty powerful. But
Yep.
that's why we got to work on some aftermarket for that to make this work in one piece without cutting it, because
Yeah.
this is such a beautiful spring. And I saw those numbers too, and I was very impressed with it. So here is a K25, guys. He said, Trip sent me a K25 and sent me this. See that?
Yep.
There it is. You can see
That's
the
the
coils
difference.
tighter. So when this gets set, it's going to be the normal size here. That was the original intention, I think, but it's
Yep.
actually doing so much more. It's doing so much more because you got 12 inches solid free length rather than 8. You got the same solid length, and you got 2 squared ends. So unlike out of darts where you're stuck with the closed ends, but it's a sucky spring compared to this.
Yep.
You have an alternative to out of darts, or even a turf spring, like trying to hunt down a turf 25. I mean, and those are hard to hunt down.
It's been a while.
Say what?
I remember when Turf was making springs. Their powder coated were pretty cool.
Yeah.
The problem I had with the
So
powder
long.
coated though, John,
It fell apart.
is that it flaked off.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, they always flake
Flaked
off.
off.
That's exactly
The
right.
idea was great. The execution, or maybe just because of the usage of what it was used or what was intended to be used for,
Not so
definitely
much.
it caused some issues.
Yep.
What is Trip selling the springs for, Norman?
So retail price, the MSRP is going to be $8.
Worth it.
Which
That's
which
not too bad,
I will
because
say
the one from Containment is $6.
I
Just
was
the
gonna
normal
say
thing.
I will say technically it is a little bit more expensive than what you would find from Containment Crew, but that is one of those things where you are going to get a longer coil and you're getting more performance out of it. So
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I'm thinking
You're paying for
it
the
seems
custom
like a
nature of
reasonable
it.
price. It's definitely worth it.
yeah,
I
Yeah.
might have to invest in some, just to try them out.
You're on one hand, you're paying for the semi-custom nature of making a custom-ish spring from manufacturer, but on the other hand, you're still getting a quality product that's high performance, and that's coming from someone. I can see that, even though the last time I touched any kind of K25, K26 was the OG stuff you got from McMaster car. That's how old school I am when it comes to stuff like this.
And here's the other thing, and Trips in the chat, he might be able to confirm this. Usually 10 shots is what it takes before, or 10 magazines at the most is what it takes before SK25 settles. This one takes longer to settle.
Definitely.
So, just to give you an idea. So you're performing, you're paying more for performance. You're paying more for like the length of the materials that are used. So I mean, again, and guys, I'm a cheapskate,
guys.
Yeah,
we're talking about. I spent $60 for raw materials for a barrel when I could pay $25 for the raw materials if I went aluminum. I pay a lot of money to go that topper end to have that upper end advantage. It's worth it for $2. I mean, come on, really.
I'll go one step
not
further for those listening in the chat, because I do mention it in my video briefly, and I've spoken with Trip about this. Obviously, it's not going to happen at first, but eventually, my plan is to talk to Trip about doing a bulk order and carrying it on my store. I wouldn't do that if I didn't believe in this spring. So, because I don't carry anyone's stuff that doesn't have my personal seal of approval. That's just.
I know you're trying to also get working with Worker on stuff, but that's another day in the future. Only because of how much you have to order to get it.
Exactly, but again, it's not like I'm going to. When I pull the trigger on that, I'll tell you right now, it's going to be mainly darts and maybe some classic modification kits that no one else is really carrying anymore. That are still that are staples. But I'm not going to
forget the mags. Mags are important.
No. I will not carry magazines.
Really?
Hold on.
I will not carry magazines
because the dart zone bags are better.
Because the dart zone ones are better. That's why I might.
I have one caveat I'd like to add.
Mini angled is the only thing that I'll carry.
Yeah, that works.
The mini angles, the small Nightingale mags.
Yep, that's the only one that
Because
I'll
the ones that we got
carry.
from X-Shot, which I hoped were going to be nice, are ass.
Yeah, because
in
my opinion,
I could see you carrying Nightingale mags, but that would be about it.
Yeah, those are the only ones that I would carry, and maybe the standard Angle Talon magazines, because again, I run a Worker Phoenix, but that's only in one blaster. So
Yeah.
Market research is a big thing. I'll have to figure that out because just got to sort out what we need, what you need, I should say, until I manage to hobble
I
over there.
can't see that chat. It's too little.
Okay, so that's Trip actually saying that the K25R will it'll last longer than other K25 type springs. And he's
absolutely right. And you want to know why he's absolutely right? Because this spring, when it sets, will be like almost or probably a little more than a normal K25 in pitch distance. Because what will happen when it sets, it gets closer. And even stressed, even if you go 55% stress it's going to make it closer. It would be the same 11 inches, but probably more like 11 and a quarter, 11 and a half. And it would still have the power. With this, 11 inches would go down to probably 11, 10 and a half, 10, and it would be less. So it'll have more longevity because of that. And I just it fits in a normal K25 solid space. That's the coolest thing, you know.
Music wire. That's what it is. It's music wire.
Hey,
yeah.
Trip, what's the outer diameter of that spring?
Outer diameter is 0.968.
Yeah, 0.968. That's right. I was going to look that up.
Is it identical to K25? Because I have an idea.
Yeah, it is identical.
It's identical.
It's identical.
You can't weave it. Now, could you weave
K25? I'm taking you're taking after me now, man.
Oh no.
Well,
yeah.
This right here, right? This is where Conrad Sabers, yeah?
Yep.
Uh-huh.
Whether you know it or not, and Ryan knows it, if he's in the chat, he can confirm it. That will take a K25. And with like the stock barrel, it does like 260.
So you can probably expect it to hit almost 300 with it.
300.
Right. And if you go to 700 on it, it should do about 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's better than the buffered all the way back. Yeah.
I personally want to see if it'll fit. I'm going to drop it in here and see what happens.
Yeah.
Here's the best part. I want you to take it and then test the prime against what you have in it right now. And the numbers you get.
What do you got in it right now? What do you got in it right now?
I have a 30K experimental spring.
Yeah.
I wanted one of those. I just didn't have the money at the time.
The Saber?
Yep.
Oh, yes.
I want to get a Saber.
I
got to wait till I get the money to be able to afford something that nice.
Why don't you quit buying thrifted crap from Goodwill and you might be able to save up the 400?
Hey now. Yeah, I'm not spending that much.
Yes, you are.
Yeah.
Okay, you got me. This month's forecast calls for lots of strong arms and a couple pharaohs. Apparently, I'm finding pharaohs like crazy. They make good kids.
Yeah.
But I'd dump it in that Saber just to see what it would do. You know, because I know what baseline for K25 is, because when Ryan and I got our blasters, we were actually racing each other to put it together. And after we had it together, we're sitting there testing the springs that we had. At that time, we only had 18 and 16. 16 is stock spring for the gun.
You've got strife.
So really quick, and Trip, you're in the chat. The one thing I will say about this particular spring, the one blaster where it's not impossible, but it's slightly more difficult to prime. The Indra. I put it in the Indra. It does prime and it catches. The mind you, it could also be the fact that the Indra that I have was some of the internal parts were printed by Foamdemic. So that could be part of the issue.
That's a Foamdemic for you. It's
yeah,
like
no,
classic.
Mind you, the rest of the 3D printed parts, the ones that you know would break, were redone by myself. So
it should be.
Yeah, as it should be. But with an Indra with K25, I'm popping 280 with it.
Oh, that's
so
Indra's the bolt action caliber, right?
It's the bolt action caliber that was traditionally weaker than regular calibers. So
yeah, it's not like the new version of it, John, is this one here.
The Cynthia. Or the B variant, yeah.
Oh yeah.
The B variant.
Nice. I like that. Even the color looks good. Although,
Oh yeah, no, that's a
fitness.
Vega build, and it's fantastic. So, what I
Yeah,
will say
Vega
is
does a
that
lot
once these launch, I'm planning on ordering another one because I want to keep this one standard length for my Excalibur. I have one in the Indra. I'm going to get another one though, because my plan is to put it in the Doom cannon.
Oh no.
Boom cannon.
Well, hold on, hold on a second, guys. Hold on, hold on a second, hold on,
Oh no.
because
The Doom cannon. The cannon of doom. Yeah.
hold on a second, guys, because yeah, let me get something here real quick.
Is it me or does Norm look like a dad from the 80s at a bowling alley?
Possibly.
just,
do I look
just the shirt. The shirt today looks like a bowling alley shirt.
He reminds me of a Latino Charlie Harper.
What?
All right, well, you know what? Let me promote my friend real quick because this is one of Trip's shirts.
Oh.
So you know.
Oh, there we
Hold on a
go.
second.
You're not
Hold
sure,
on,
right? I'm
one
like,
second.
you look
Can
like
I-
a
give me a
bowling
second?
alley dad with the 80s.
Yeah, we're
Hey,
gonna do
you
it.
know what?
I told you he looks like
Yeah,
a
he-
Charlie Sheen from Two
He
and a Half
can rock
Men.
it too. He can
Look into
rock
my eye.
it. Oh
You're
no!
backed up. Is that what the white stuff is?
Ew.
No. All right, so here's the thing: stock spring on the Doom cannon, guys. This is what I was talking about earlier before everyone joined in.
Oh, hold on. I gotta see that. But I am joining the compadre. I don't normally wear t-shirts, but when I do.
Oh no!
Oh God, here it comes.
I see.
Yep.
That is the one thing I've always never gotten is I need to buy hobby shirts.
Can I
always
see that
started
spring
doing
again?
patches and stickers before I moved out of where I was previously, which is Casa Grande. I had stickers and patches, but I never got shirts and other stuff, other merch. And I should have.
Norm, can I see that spring again? I would like to see it. Yeah, let me see. I mean, the spring. That's the spring that's in the Doom cannon.
No.
It will be.
It will-
Yeah, that's what I want to see.
If I
that's
cut
spring.
it, it will fit into the Doom cannon.
Yes.
It takes a K25. It'll technically
But
take K26.
I gave Radioactive, I gave Trip some devious plans of what to do with the Doom cannon to avoid all that fucking gearing shit in there and to make it an actual evil blaster.
It is
Yes.
an Artemis.
Okay, so Trip is actually
Classified.
correcting me.
He wants to tell you great.
Trip is correcting me that the Indra is actually close to the close down of the spring because it is a smaller draw than a Caliburn. So
Right.
I stand corrected. But it still works in the Indra.
Correct. That was kind of correct.
Yeah, but it does.
So what you said wasn't wrong. Trust me about the one part. I can guarantee that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it does technically prime. It does catch and it does fire. And it does hit right around 280. So yeah. Now, what I was gonna say is that with the Duke Cannon is that I want to be able to put that with K25 in there because this shell, which is the one that I made for a single shot mega, using the mega darts that I've custom made, and I want
He
to
was
see
excited about that.
Oh, mind you,
Rightfully so.
It's something that I spoke with somebody else, and they're like, no, like that they had done the same thing, but a lot of places won't allow them to be used
Oh,
because
really?
they're not reputably made darts, basically, which is
So-
stupid.
Then why are we allowing
reputably
Pack
made.
D's? Sorry, Mr. Chris.
Well, no,
Yeah.
that's the thing
Those
is
are
that
reputable.
it's inspired by the Pac D design.
Right. But
Now-
yes, certain places allow that. I don't get it. Like it's
Yeah,
not an
it's-
FPJ.
It's
So it should
basically
be okay.
it's basically taking what the Worker Gen 2 is
Yeah.
and upgrading it in scale. And literally, I'm going from hitting 70 to 75 FPS with a standard Mega Half Dart to hitting 100, 108
Yeah.
with a stock
It's-
Doom.
It's pretty revolutionary, to be honest. But yet,
Yeah.
So
again, the clubs are holding it back, as always.
yeah, and the accuracy's there. Well, my club will allow it, but
Well,
like
yeah.
for example, like Athens HVZ won't allow it because it's not from a reputable dealer. However, that's where I'm changing things. And also, the patent is now pending. So there's that.
You dark type?
You know what your
You
system
literally paid on a
reminds me
patent
of,
attorney?
No, I did it myself. I already have the
Holy
poor man's
shit.
copyright because I already emailed myself. I mailed myself the design with a postmark of when it was done with the actual measurements, the weight.
I've done that with music.
Yep. So at this point in time, I can say no. On this day, I created this, and again, the paperwork was already been filed. So, like,
And
it's
you're
a
gonna
matter
design,
of being
start
approved.
building them like yourself?
And yes, and no one of because I did a search through the patent office. Oddly enough, it's not patented. It's not a patented design.
That's
So
not
it's
my
like,
current
okay.
address, but here it
Yep.
is. That was a whole song
Don't vouch
collection,
for yourself,
Losing
Chris.
Wonderland. No,
Yep.
no. This is old. This is old.
I
This is my
know,
old
but
address.
someone can still
It's
find it
not
by
new.
using all information.
Yeah. But it's not. This is my old address. This is back in 2008 where I lived in a mansion, and I actually took a whole song collection and copyrighted it, and then I got in a deal potentially, and I had to really copyright it. So I just copyrighted it as a Form SR as one
Just kidding.
sound file for $35, and it worked. So,
Yep.
but unfortunately, I didn't get signed. But I almost did. I almost got signed. But that's how you do it. You just take yourself certified mail, registered mail. Okay, you mail it back to yourself, registered mail with
And don't open it.
it. And I'm not opening it. But this is copyrighted, copyright patent office anyway. But because I had to actually copyright it because I was possibly going to sell some songs, but it didn't happen. And so I was in talks with Warner Brothers at the time to do some music, but it didn't happen. So
I forgot you're you have some musical training. I forget that.
I've been a guitarist for 14 years. My camera is actually sitting on a 16-channel.
You actually do play rather well because I've heard you play.
Yeah. I used to play better. I used to play really hot, but I just haven't practiced in a number of years. But you go on YouTube, you look up
I
Chris
feel that way
music,
right
you
now.
can see some of those demos. Yeah.
Yep. So
aching to get back into things, swing of things.
Yeah.
So that being said, and Strife, welcome to the chat. Obviously, I know that you were watching when you were riding with your parents regarding wherever you were at. Whatever. No, that's not to like, you know, you were riding with your mom and dad. That's fine. It happens. So what I was going to say though is that the subject conversation today is like modifications that are like, is it worth doing? And Milo was saying that there's a lot of blasters nowadays from Hasbro that is it really worth modding? And I'm not disagreeing with him. I actually do agree that there's a couple of blasters that Hasbro that have released recently that's like, is it worth doing anything with? But then what are ones that we know that it's definitely worth doing something with?
Strife, Raven, Retaliator, EAT.
Mm-hmm.
Modern within the past 3 years.
Those still work.
That led
But
to
here's the thing, Jonathan.
Chrono.
Okay.
There are no more
Hold on,
guys.
guys. We're all tossing out names. Let's go. I'm going to go round on my screen, starting with the right. Milo's mods. You first.
All right.
What's the last
Well,
thing
if you think about it, Jonathan, there's, unless you're gonna find like, let's say, a Stripe at Goodwill or a Retaliator at Goodwill or an Elite Alpha Trooper or whatever at Goodwill, you're not gonna be able to walk into a store and buy them. That's the whole problem.
Oh, I know.
Right? And a lot
I
of
just
Goodwill,
literally
like the
find
ones in
them.
my area.
Almost every single time I go to a Goodwill, I find at least one of those.
Okay, consider yourself lucky.
I know I am. That's why I keep buying this stuff before I move. So I have that stock. I know about Ohio.
I understand, but where I live, Jonathan, you will consider yourself blessed if you find a dart and a.
I know. That's what I've been.
Not everybody's so lucky to find blasters.
I know. I know. I'm very lucky. This, for some reason, the Valley, which is Phoenix, from what could be Glendale, could be Buckeye, could be Gilbert, Mason, Tempe, Queen Creek, Chandler, Apache Junction, all these areas around Phoenix and Phoenix itself, loaded with Goodwills, and within those Goodwills, usually you will find a crap load of blasters. And most of them are actually good. Yeah, like that. Stuff like that I'll find constantly. Even the rare versions, like from Zombie Strike, constantly. Like I'll find long shots, both the new and the old Nerf ones. I will find stripes quite constantly. I will find old 35 dart drums. I will find new 50 dart drums. I will find stripes from the old days, which is the original 8 blue. I will find the modular stripe here and there. I will find a
And
modular.
how many 50 dart drums do you have in your collection?
Unfortunately, I don't have them yet, but I am fine looking.
So you don't find them.
I find
No.
35 dart
No,
drums.
until you have
No, you don't
it,
really find
you
them.
cannot say that you
Not
can find
yet.
it.
They are rare to find. I almost got one
I've
once.
seen them. I just don't have proof of it.
Yeah.
I did find one once, but
I was gonna say,
it was the rate. It was with the Titan. I didn't want to pay for it.
I was gonna say I could really drive your autism crazy right now, and go grab all the ones that I have that I've found and sourced
You better share when I get there.
because I have like 5 of them.
Resell them.
They were money.
Well, that's $250 right there.
Yeah, probably
Basically.
more.
I am very rich in Nerf currency,
So
not
am
real
I.
money.
I have a
Not
full
real money.
storage unit full of them.
All right, but now, Chris, what do you think though? What recent
Okay.
blasters within the past like 3 years would you say are actually worth modding?
Okay, so give me a little bit of time here. Because
All right.
you can have something that is not moddable, is Dart Zone, is normal, and you can make a holster for it and have the edge because you can carry 6 blasters on you. So it's not
Okay.
just modding the
I have done
blasters.
such things.
It's actually
He's not
modding.
wrong.
It's actually modding holsters, attachments, things, bat belts, things to fit on mole chest rigs, belt
Yep.
rigs, everything else. That's number one. Number two, you're not stuck with what's in Goodwill because your modern day or postmodern, but still very available blasters can do an excellent amount of damage. This is a blaster that's getting Swift Springs this week and is going to go past 400 feet per second. No problem. The Dart
That's why I
Zone,
keep
I'm not
picking
going
them
to say what I'm doing to it, but I'm getting an MK4. And when I do, it's
Oh,
going to
no.
send, let's just say a certain company running because it's actually going to be better than what they build. And it's not going to use the same Swift geometry. I'm changing geometry entirely. And it's going to kill. It's called the Barosco, which is Latin for storm. And it will be a storm going out of a 700 millimeter barrel. It's still moddable. This thing, 4 1/4 drop. It can easily go 4 1/2, and you can put a 37 tube. As a matter of fact, the 37 tube is conservative. You can probably put a 38 or 40 millimeter tube and really go psycho nuts. Okay, this blaster was the most accurate blaster possibly getting, and there was a couple of sabers out there, and they still weren't as accurate. I saw them miss me and all that stuff. They weren't that great, you know. Dart Zone wants to stay at 200. So anybody like Hasbro who wanted to stay a certain mod level, but yet you can still get them up to code is worth it. Any manufacturer, and there will always be a manufacturer that wants the edge of usability, but yet wants to stay sellable in stores. And all you have to do is mod them. And then, of course, let's go to something that is pretty fine-tuned out of the package. Yes, this is fine-tuned out of the package, but it needs a tight barrel. It needs a brass and steel barrel. There's a lot of things you can still do with it. Barrel, playing with darts. There's the other thing. Darts. Okay, these are really good, but they don't work in every blaster I have. As a matter of fact, some blasters are different, especially if they have Merlins. Okay, so don't forget that darts are half the shooting system. The launching platform and the actual rocket, the actual projectile. Those two. We still have a lot of research to do with darts. Flatheads are heavier. We're going heavier, less air resistance, but they have heavier trajectory. And we're using crossbow scopes now, while at least I am. It works great with the heavy trajectory stuff. Great. But there's a lot that can be done that we haven't done. You go to a gun shop and you will go through wad cutters, full metal jackets, hollow points, jacket to hollow points, black talons. Well, you can't get black talons, but I'm just saying back in the day we could have. You had all these different types of bullet projectiles that treat target, terminal ballistics all differently. Why don't we have that more with Nerf? There's still a long way to go. Then even with the modern stuff, X-Dot 2.0. Oh my gosh, I'm about to do a mod. I don't even want to say what it is. where I'm isolating the vibration of the plunger entirely to the point that the force doesn't physically touch the gate. I'm not saying what I'm doing. I'm just going to say it's going to be pretty badass when I do. Even with a modern blaster, such as an X-Shot 2.0, there are room for improvement. You got an axial tube. That causes it every time it primes, and every time the vibration causes the gate to move very slightly, it will throw it off. You get them brand new. It's got a square O-ring in there. Well, you need to take that inner plunger O-ring, make it round. The one on a Gavin Fuzzy Scar, which is 1.8, I believe 1.8 by 16 was what he told me it was. You put the round one in there, world of difference. I shot with the B card today, that one, a 378 with a Merlin and a B card. So it's not just modding, it's fine tuning. And if you lose the skill of modding, you're not going to have developers. We're not going to have anybody who does this stuff. You have people with 3D print stuff. That's great. And I've seen people go great lengths. I see people like Norman. I see people like Matter Hackers. I see people doing just great stuff. Okay, flywheels and springers all along. But if you don't have the common mod skills to take what you have and improve it, you lose that ingenuity. The ingenuity that makes great things. So I say mod all the way, but just be aware there are out of the box packages that this thing shot 300 feet per second out the door, and it shot actually pretty good. I mean, a 5-inch group at 60, that's great. 4 or 5-inch group at 60, that's great. I recrowned the barrel, got it down to about 3. And it was because the crown was uneven on it. However, I'm going to get this thing down to 2 or less when I'm done with it, because I'm going 24 inches of barrel on it. But you have to, there's so many people that are just complacent and will just buy what they have, think it's too much trouble, and it's not worth trying. I think this is the best age of modding, not the worst. I kid you not. Yes, okay, the Nerf stuff is not really that moddable. It's not really that great and wonderful. But I see things all around us that's accessible to any semi-serious Nerfer where they can get the materials and everything to go.
So I guess the question
I want to go off of what Chris said real quick.
I guess hold on a second, John. I guess the question though is that, and this goes back to the to mod or not to mod. When does it no longer become worth the squeeze?
Okay, it doesn't become worth the squeeze. Yeah, time. 1. Number 2, when a solution such as a Strife cannot beat what you can get aftermarket for a reasonable price. Yeah. Or number 3, not getting something that is aftermarket and reasonable price does not limit you to one source. There's another reason for modding. I'll tell you what it is. It is, for example, Worker tried to make everything very proprietary with the 11 millimeter inner diameter springs. Yeah. The problem with that is you're stuck to one spring. And although I'm actually going to a 14 and a half millimeter outer diameter spring on this and find it useful, it's not good for every blaster and every blaster solution. And the problem is if you the modding gives you a little bit of rebellion and gives you a little bit of keeping things open, because if we're stuck with one manufacturer one day with one kind of spring and one kind of barrel and one kind of magazine, we will be stuck there like they're fucking AT&T. Okay, we don't want that. We don't want them to monopoly. So by modding, what you're doing is, okay, I can always just get a Saber Hero. Fuck it, I'm gonna build a Mark 13. I don't like the 90 millimeter length of draw. I don't like the shorter barrel. I don't like the fact that the barrel is constrained to the prime system. I don't like that. I like the Harrier. I think it's a good blaster, except the prime system, and believe that it should have more power. It should have more airflow. I don't like skinny pushers. It's me. I like to pick what I want to pick. Some people like skinny pushers and don't want to be stuck without one. You could say the other argument in the same direction. And if modding gives you that, and it also influences, my next point, influence. It influences other manufacturers to not be so complacent, to adapt to change, and to give them challenge to change. Because without modding, there is no challenge to change. This is a big challenge to Dart Zone, Worker, everybody else to change. This blaster alone, that LS up there is a big challenge for them to change. Now, I can hear about it right away. It's not going to affect them right away. but it does. When a long shot, an old school 2018 long shot, shoots as well as what they have out of the box. Okay, well, are we doing a lot better than we did in 2018? Or are we just using a new system to keep people there? And when we get rid of the springs, the barrel, and everything for that blaster, and use something different, plan obsolescence. It also does that. It prevents plan obsolescence. Because if you can just go to another blaster, another system, and you don't have to be stuck with whatever they have. I mean, can you imagine if you were stuck with freaking siren darts? Oh my God, $20 for what? $10? I mean, not $20. $10 for $20. $10 for $20. Oh my God, can you imagine?
Too much.
You know,
What
when the
this
juice
said
is not
right
worth the
here,
squeeze. I agree.
this is true.
You know what? Trip just said
That's
something there. When is the juice not worth the squeeze? When the price of supplies, time, and amount of gain in power, rigidity, and or look isn't worth it.
So
And you know
Yeah,
what?
exactly.
That's
and accuracy.
So I want to add to what he said and what he said. But as someone who has had it the old way, when again, we didn't even dream at one point that we'd get to the point today of being able to buy this off the shelf, basically, or have half darts on the shelf, exactly, or have half darts on the store shelf of a Walmart. At one point, we had to sit there and make it all ourselves. As someone who comes from that, and also was the kind of person that, and this is a side note for me, did not charge for their labor when they built blasters, I still believe that, as Tripp has said, when it comes to building and modding things, when again we had the Strife, the Raven, the Rampage, the EAT, the what else did we have? We had a lot of different blasters. Yes, the big one. That was a big one. Those were the mainstays when I was around. First starting, it was around, or the Modulo CC10, which is basic, or Demolisher, which is basically a Strife with extra features. Look, at the end of the day, our thing when I was still starting up and around that time, and still am obviously, because that's what I'm planning on doing when I get back in, is a good old rail can paint job, make it look good, and then obviously mod it with a nice flywheel setup or a nice short dart setup and a body kit of some kind. I know that's obviously just tush is the same old thing, you just different clothing on it or whatever you want to call it, but it looks good. And for me, it sold. That's why I bought stuff for the future. Again, now for the future, I buy things because I know it's going to work out. I know it's going to sell because I put the time in. I've done the market research. I know it's how do I even say it? I know it's a hot sell, even if it's old nowadays. I think you guys can agree. I'm going to the tangent here. The Nexus Pro, even the first gen ones, the long shot gen ones, the original Lord and Nerf long shots. Everything has a purpose in the hobby, even if they're old. And I know people are moving away from them. There are some of us who still build stuff because we have the passion and we want it to succeed still and still be a thing.
You also have a lot more control of your design. You have more control of your specs. Especially if you're a sniper, that is so important.
That's also why I bought the Pharaohs as well, by the way. But you can still get the kits for them. Apparently. They're for sale on certain websites. They work well for being just a regular old Nerf blaster. That shot Ultra, they have a bigger plunger tube. You have to know what you're getting into, what you're working on, what you're modding, and what you're going to eventually make it look like. You got to have a vision, basically, and the knowledge to do it. Go ahead, Sean. Or
go ahead.
Sorry. Well, to go back to what Chris was talking about with the darts and stuff like that, I'm going to part with a little secret. The Saber T darts, the whole reason why those darts came about is that Conrad and I were talking about it when he was making them. And him and I, we used to talk quite a bit. We still do from time to time. He basically said the reason why he wanted to make his own darts was because, well, what happens if something happens to Worker?
Yep.
Screwed.
That's the
We've
other thing.
seen
With
other
mobile
companies
forces,
fall
you have more
apart.
redundancy. Yeah.
We've seen
Exactly.
companies
You have to have
rise
another
up and
redundancy.
then fall.
And my response to him was, well, since we live here in the United States, well, since I do at least, you know, you can get these guys off the shelf. You can get these guys off the shelf. You know what I mean? Well, not that color,
Yeah.
but you get what I'm saying.
And then
So-
worst case scenario, you just
But
cut
that's
down
why he did
noise.
his darts, because he did not want to be a slave to worker, and he's 100% right on that.
I
Speaking of
100% agree with that logic. 100%.
speaking of
And-
slaves to worker and darts, oddly enough, the rise and please do not ever underestimate the rise of the half darts that are being produced by companies like Liffey Fun and Econ.
No,
Oh, yeah.
don't do that.
Don't do
They're
that.
Because-
actually pretty great, half of them.
Yeah, they're really good. The half darts are really good. The standard length darts, the FVJs are atrocious, horrible. Anyone who uses them should be brought before the Hague and
Armor piercing Nerf darts.
yeah, and tried for war crimes. Exactly, Strife.
Oh my
That's
God.
a war crime. That's a Nerf war crime.
I only keep them for the collection. That's it.
Gotcha.
I don't use them.
You guys heard all about the
Yeah,
Batman
just-
character in the Roosevelt Hotel and the Bird of Prey?
Yeah,
Yeah.
just to let you know, Strife. Technically, stealing Nazi paraphernalia from the field of battle, that was also a war crime. So even for your collection, that's still a war crime. Anyways,
But we don't care.
Well, I've got,
He's
I
gone.
probably have the most crafted half darts of all, you know, just because they are considered a war crime.
I got a modern one for
I've
you.
got Peter's rubber bullets, basically.
Yeah.
So, I mean, those things are.
and
Are those
right
the
there,
gold-
that is Gims Mods. Ryan is just spitting facts in the comments section there.
Most definitely is.
That Adventure Force ruined worker mags for now. Yeah, they have, because once they make, all they have to do is bring those 20 round mags and make them available on the shelf. Done.
If they made them in a clear or orange
Ratty
color
Nightingale mags,
or other
too.
colors, I
Hold
would
on.
definitely
I
be
like
sitting down
that.
buying
They-
up Strategic Credit
They
Lab.
so the 15 rounders do come in clear.
The 15 rounders? The dark
15
zone?
rounders. Yeah, the
Okay.
15 round darts ones.
Because if they made the 20 rounders in a clear color or an orange, I would be buying them like crazy.
I like this color, guys. I like this color a lot.
All right.
Even
Well,
with
it looks like
mine,
we
they
got
both walk.
two. It looks like we have two people that worked on the same blaster on the panel now.
Howdy. Howdy.
Hello, our
It's Peter.
good Australian friend.
These are bitches. These things ran so well at getting 23 round capacity. So
That's
bitchin'. They are literally coda killers. They're not just worker killers, they're coda killers. And I
Yeah.
saw all those people picking up those coda mags at the raffle and going, I was laughing inside. You don't even
Strife-
know.
Strife, did you?
You're going obsolete, buddy. Yeah.
Strife, did you see that Gims is picking on you in the chat?
I've been spared from that. So.
Hold on.
What's he doing? What's he doing?
Oh, no.
I thought Strife was going to
McDonald's
pull out a
Nazi
McDonald's
figure.
Nazi
We need
figure.
a
There you go. What the heck?
Hitler, Nazi McDonald's.
Oh my God.
Hosung.
Dude,
Yeah.
do not
That
pull
movie
out one of those
makes me
McNugget toys that happens to have like a armband or something, because that would be horrible.
They
Oh my
exist?
God.
Hold on.
Those exist?
Hosung.
Oh my God.
I do not.
I hope to God that such a thing does not exist. That would be horrible.
The first thing
That'd
that
be
comes to mind out this conversation
I
is
think
that
somebody
weird
modified a Ronnie
80s crime
McDonald and
movie.
decided to make him a Nazi Ronnie McDonald, you know?
Oh,
Oh,
God.
look
my
at that.
God.
What do you got? What do you got, Peter?
I got it working.
Oh,
What is this? What do you got? Oh, you got the.
he's
Okay,
got an
can
AB.
All right, guys, I need to explain this story, and I'm going to embarrass Peter real quick because it happened over the phone
Oh, no.
Oh no.
while I was talking to him about a design, and all I hear is, "Oh fuck!"
absolutely.
because he
When the
actually
gear would snap.
let's put it this way. There's a reason why you're not allowed to have actual pew-pews without a license in Australia, and he should not have one because he shot his TV with the piston pump because it was a misfire.
Carrier TV.
Did it make a hole or not a hole? Did it damage
No,
it?
no, they didn't ruin the TV,
I
but
was
still.
lucky. I was lucky. It was what was it? I found the dart.
These
was
modern
one
day
of those,
fanatical TVs
really
don't allow
soft
to them.
A start. So it ricocheted off the
Oh,
TV,
boy.
but it didn't dent it, hey, or anything. I was like, oh, thank God.
If you were in Britain, you'd actually save
Now,
money.
if you would
Now
have
you wouldn't
shot
need
it
a
with one
TV
of the
license.
darts,
Not the telly.
I mean, I broke my TV with my neck once, so I can't really talk.
With your neck.
my daughter, when she was maybe 6 or 7, she got into an argument with her brother, and my daughter likes to throw things.
All right, you know what, Stripe? Just for that, take a break, take a walk.
That's 6'7". That's oh no. That's
But
terrible.
she likes to throw things, and Milo and her were in an argument where she picks up a remote control for a TV and throws it. Milo ducks, and it took out a $300 TV.
Yeet.
Oh no.
You
Man.
can't be mad at the kid.
Yeah, well,
No, I can't, but I sure would have had to buy a new TV.
Yeah.
well, I put a round into a $2,500 TV. I was so happy it didn't break.
Oh my god.
I'm happy.
Everything I've ever done.
This is why we need
When I was
plexiglass
little-
in front of our TVs.
Even
I
happy
have
it
not
didn't have
broken
any
an
of this
LCD.
crap in it.
In
Oh,
all my
no.
years. Wow.
Not
In
the
all my
muscle
years,
grip.
I've never broken
I
one
still have
of
these
shooting off stuff.
FPJ.
I
I still
come
have,
close,
I
though.
think, about 2,000 of these left.
Those aren't FDJs, those are FDN, full final nipple.
Oh man, yeah.
My god.
That's what we always call them HVZ, which we actually still use them. It's crazy.
We
Urban
used to
uh,
when I started
so-
playing
my
with
man.
it. When,
So,
when
Peter,
I
there-
first
there's a
started
message for you
playing
in the
this,
chat.
that's all I had available to me was those darts.
Peter,
Those
there's
are the flat tip ones. That was it.
There's a message for you in the chat. You need to make a vid of your PP versus versus a big red.
Yeah, I'll go down. I'll go
Buckaroos.
down south and we'll see how quick I get fucked up.
Yeah.
I think the big red's gonna look at you and be like, okay, my turn.
Yeah, that's right.
Boom.
Oh my god.
Oh dear.
Well, that's why I often joked with Peter and said, if somebody ever is dumb enough to invade Australia, the only thing that they got to do is just send out the kangaroos and they'll bend them all over.
No, they
Mate,
can show the emus.
Mate, the roos and the emus. We could never beat the emus here.
Right?
No, you send the drop
Indians just
bear.
run over.
You send the drop bears.
Yeah,
The drop bears,
bears.
man.
Yeah, love them drop bears.
So,
Well, that's biological warfare,
I
dude,
thought
because
that was
they
a
all
real
got
thing for
chlamydia.
so long. I was so like,
It gives jungle warfare a whole new meaning.
oh my
Bloody
god!
drop
Until
bears are just
finally
koalas.
Trent told me, okay, Chris, drop bears are not real. Okay, I mean, he told me. I was like, this is like shorting Santa Claus. You know? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, they're real.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
What is the animal in New Zealand or is it New Zealand or Tasmania? I can't remember which one it is. It's the island that's right below you guys in Australia.
Tasmanian
Yeah,
devil.
Tasmania.
It's the they do poppy. It's the poppy fields out there. There's some animal that goes out there and eats the poppy
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
and
what
just
it is,
goes
but
just
yeah.
cracks out. I can't remember what it is, but it's
That's called the Midwest American meth head.
Yeah.
Are you sure it's
That's
a
what
honey
that's
badger
called,
meth?
Pretty much.
Over here we call them crack crows, mate, because of the noises they make when they walk around.
Look at the length difference between 15 and 23. It's a lot, but it does work. It's a very big length difference. Yeah, very big
What is
length.
that? Chris, what
15
are you
round
looking at?
dart zone and the 20 with the 2 adapter making it 3. Look at the length difference.
Okay.
This is in the blaster, and there's that. I can take this out if you want. I
You
just
versus
don't
the
want
guys who told you not to worry about.
All right. So
So check it.
we've
See what I'm saying?
talked about what real quick what about when the juice is not
Yeah.
worth the squeeze and whatnot. Now here's a question. What is and because we all have experience modding things.
Uh-huh.
What is the worst blaster you've ever had to work on that just made you say, "Fuck it, I quit"?
That's a toughie.
I think of this one.
I've
Monorail
got
blaster
one.
from Busby.
I'm trying to remember which one it was.
The two woogies that I've got sitting here that I can't be bothered finishing
Uh huh.
because I'm shit.
It was
I'm
the-
shit at
I got
bloody
it, guys.
soldering little tiny switches.
It was the blue Han Solo blaster that they made, the Star Wars blaster.
Oh,
Because
okay.
the
Oh,
space
that's
was
the
so
Mag
hard,
good one.
and you couldn't get a good, you couldn't get a spring for them. So you couldn't find a good spring with the right spacing to give
Yeah.
it good power. The plunger was puny. You had a 4-round internal mag, but you couldn't convert it. To
Yeah,
something.
that one.
That was the one that was
Basically,
a,
Blaster Mods made a spring for it, but it was only a 4.5 kilogram.
It was,
was the-
before Blaster Mods. It was before them, and
They still sell
what
it,
I
I think,
did-
though. They still sell it. It's a tapered
Yeah, what I-
spring. It's a full-side retaliator up until like
Yeah.
3/4 there, and then it tapers off.
Yeah, but they didn't have it when I was modding it. Was the problem? My friend
I
got
still
it the
can't
day
find
it
hammers
came out
not
and gave it
springs
to
that
me.
model anymore. So I need to get some of my own.
I made him a modded Sharpfire that did 185 feet per second and said, "Here you go," because this is terrible. I can't mod this thing. It's awful. It's just not.
You know
built
what
to be
I
modded.
have the worst time with? The Busby monorail.
Oh yeah.
you know, I have one new in box. I've never opened it up yet.
I just picked one
Yeah,
up.
I got
today.
one new too. I haven't even put it up on camera. I would say for me, and you guys are probably gonna laugh and shit all over me when I say it, but the
What is
hardest
it?
blaster for me that basically I just threw my hands up. The AccuStrike Alpha Hawk, I believe it was called. It was a cylinder fed blaster. All right. Most of the screws were different lengths.
Yep.
Mhm.
And when I was able to get it apart, finally, of course, pieces bleeding out and everywhere. And I looked at it, and I managed to get it back together, and I got it shooting again. But
Did you get the
I
barrel to
spent
rotate
5
again?
hours in on that blaster, and I only got like a 20 FPS boost.
Wow. I got another one.
It's just a
I got
strong
another
one
one.
inside, isn't it?
I got another one.
Go ahead.
And I have 3 videos on why I'm never modding this blaster. And
Uh-huh.
let me put it to this way: somebody made a mod kit that worked, but it was a 3D printed piece that fixed the problems that I had, and he based his work on that, and actually gave me one of the first 8 pieces. So I'm talking about the spam, Falcon Fire, without the spam kit. Oh my God, is it an awful blaster? Okay, for number 1, your diameter, because it's an accuratized sharp fire, your bolt is exactly 1/2 inch. Well, the pusher is a 1/2 inch stainless steel, and you're expecting to put a piece of 70-30 seconds in groove with it to make an L bridge, to make it dual interlocking. Forget it, you're done. Number 2, you have to cannibalize the trigger catch from a sharp fire to go anywhere near 8 kilograms, or it will explode. I actually made one explode on camera. It's in vintage Cartier Nerf. Number 3, you have to. Number 3, it is a bitch to put back together. It's very hard to fit a brass barrel in there. You have to fasten it and glue it and everything else. But I just tried to get up the spring. I didn't get up to the barrel, but working with that magazine, you have to cut out the whole magazine holder thing, put in another magazine thing, which would have been a Katana mag adapter, which at the time when I did it, we didn't have this yet. We were developing. It was impossible to do what I wanted with, like I could, the sharp fire. Hence why Mauser fires are sharp fires, not Falcon fires. And my friend wanted me to mod one for him. He wanted me to keep it full length, and he wanted to do it, but it just wouldn't work. And everything I tried on it was a disaster. And I actually broke the damn thing. So there you go. There's the second blaster of only 2 that I've ever given up on. Falcon Fire without the spam kit, because this was 2016, 17. Okay. and which was long before Spam came out. Mouth of Fire was way before that, 2 years actually. And he got it, the Star Wars Han Solo blaster. Disaster.
I'll also say the rival Hypnos, and the reason being is it's a very touchy blaster when you open it up.
Yeah.
When I open mine up, if you put in just a millimeter too much spring, you wreck the gears.
Yeah.
I have one upstairs right now that has totally stripped out gears, and I can't do shit with it.
I hope you think higher of me now.
So no gears in the Chronos. I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
I just saw that Trick just posted something that I plan on 3D printing here soon once I upgrade my spring and Doom Cannon. An inline cylinder, an inline clip cylinder. So
you can have two passes with 4 rotations to make it work.
Yep. Now, here's the thing, because Gimsbon's
what
just
that thing's
posted
gonna
one,
be like.
and I agree with this one
That thing's
wholeheartedly.
gonna be like that.
Yep.
What's wrong with the deploy?
The deploy is probably
Oh,
the
yeah.
hardest one to mod.
It's fine.
Oh yeah, deploy. I never
I
tried
got
to
to
deploy.
do
I
it.
just
I have
feel
the world
stuff.
mod of mine.
Don't be a pussy.
Good job.
Now
Good
my
job.
plan for because I have like 4 deploys. My plan is to use one of the yellow ones to make sure I don't, in case I screw up, I can like know what the hell I'm doing. To then modify my whiteout series deploy, and do 2 modifications. One, do the Night Finder modification, the hybrid modification, so it's a direct plunger system.
Oh.
And then the other one is to flywheel the world it. But I got a solenoid, so because good luck finding an FTW solenoid.
I have one.
I have about 4 of those floating around here somewhere.
This is
Both
one I
of you-
kind of quit on.
Hey,
This was
Hey,
a.
the fly
with
with
utmost
the
sincerity.
The fly with
Yeah.
the guy, dude, lives like literally 2 streets over from me.
yeah. Well,
Dude,
here,
Adrian?
both of you respectfully
Yeah,
can
Adrian
eat
lives
my
literally
entire
just down
ass.
the road from
Okay.
me.
I'd rather not. Hey.
Hold on. Stop.
Yes.
You're telling me Adrian Ward lives about 2 streets away from you.
Yeah, literally, I can drive there in about 2 minutes.
Well, then tell him to put the goddamn solenoids back on his market.
Don't kick his ass until he does.
Yeah.
His house. TP his house.
You know what? I'm gonna
No,
buy
I
my
did
ticket to
not either.
Australia. I'll stay at your
I-
house for the night and
I
then
knew
go
he
beat his
lived
ass
in your
myself.
country, but I didn't know where. Literally 2 minutes away from you. Good Lord.
Yeah, not
That
that
would be
far.
too
Not
tempting
that
for
far.
me. If I was in your position, Peter,
With
that
hot
would be
sauce,
too
Jesus
tempting
Christ,
for me.
gets fucked.
Nobody lives next to me. No one lives near me. No legendary modder. Nobody lives next to me. I live in the ass end of Santa Clarita. Like I said,
I live out in the middle of Michigan. Same thing. Trust me.
Hey, if I move up to Columbus like I'm planning, I feel bad for Norm. I'm just saying that out loud right now.
okay, well, I'm just
Norman, remember, I'll help you out with your situation when the time comes.
I'm so gonna be up to the body bag.
I just gotta
Actually, I
say,
have one, Jonathan.
Hold
I
on.
come in peace, I swear.
Google
I
search.
just
When
How
you
gotta
go
say,
in
to
pieces,
file a
yeah.
restraining order.
I just gotta say, Santa Clarita reminds you very much why they invented liquor stores in this gentrified hell of a town.
What the hell, Chris?
Didn't you guys also invent a diet?
Yep.
What?
That
saying-
is perfectly mocking a certain sheriff, a certain real estate agent, and a certain new age person that lives in Santa Monica who is somewhat notorious. Those are all like paraphrased certain legends of model citizens of our happy town, and how should we say, what's the word I want to use that Santa Clarita Diet actually says? Everybody's an asshole up here. Is there a better word than that? I don't think there is a better word than that. Why do you think I'm so different? Everybody's an asshole up here, man. I mean, serious. I was smoking cigars once at a store. Ran into this guy. He just got a brand new Ferrari 360, and I know a lot about Ferraris, right? So one day we were talking Ferraris, everything else, and I knew more than he did. And then next time I saw him in the mall, who are you? What? He did a freaking Ann Wintour on me. Like, oh, who is this person? He did that to me. Not in front of anybody either. Just me. Oh, hey, how you doing, Steven? What? Who are you? Yeah. So it was just like, and you go to Beverly Hills, you meet somebody, you talk about Ferraris, and you're cool. You see him again. Oh, hey, how you doing? You got a 355 yet? No, not yet. I've only gotten to drive one, but yeah, well, just keep plugging at it. Keep plugging at it. Have a good day. You too. I mean, that's happened. Okay. But like this guy acted worse than somebody in Beverly Hills, because in this town, if you have a 3 Series BMW, you are somebody driving a Ferrari, because the yuppies think they're so worth it. And then on top of that, if one of these yuppies have a Ferrari or a Porsche on top of that, now it's like your freaking car is now a freaking 100-foot yacht or something. And they act that way, where you go to a place where people are influential, talented, and work hard for their money and have real culture. They're nice. They're nicer about it. This is what's wrong with a gentrified hell like Santa Clarita. And that whole show, those 2 seasons, are a paraphrase of how fucking shitty this town is. And it's all true.
I ran into a similar situation to what you're describing when I lived in Orlando. There's a neighborhood in Disney property called Golden Oak. Golden Oak, you don't own the house, you rent it for 20 years plus from Disney.
Yeah.
And these are like $5 million houses.
Now they're for 14, 15, yeah.
Yeah,
And,
I had a
seasons.
Suzuki. I had a Suzuki Forenza. All right. I went to go stay at a hotel outside of Golden Oak, and there were people there with there was Bugattis, Bentleys, and everything. I straight up valeted my car, and I just looked at the valet, handed him a 50, and I said, "Don't park my car close to these pieces of shit over here." And the guy looked at me like, "What?" And I was like, "Yeah, don't park my car next to that piece of shit," because it was a blue Bentley.
Bentley are basically Volkswagens, and they've really gone downhill because they're using the Mercedes AMG engine now and hybrid, and it's a hot box AMG where the turbos are in the middle of the block instead of outside where they should be, and they're terrible. When they at least had the old 8-cylinder engine, which was 6.75 liters, and they had the W12. Now you can't even find a W12. They're very hard to find now. And that thing's a brick shithouse. It's got the 4-wheel drive, the transmission all in the front, and they are malfunction problems. You close the trunk wrong, and you break them. If you don't use auto trunk,
But Chris, here's the funny part. I'm driving a Suzuki Forenza, and I'm dunking on the damn freaking Bentley. Meanwhile, my car is missing a freaking hubcap. Wow. And I'm telling him not to park it next to that piece of shit. So, go figure. The look on the valet guy was like he didn't know how to react. I'm just like, don't park it next to that piece of shit. Like, whatever.
Well, I can tell you, sometimes though people do it as a joke.
No, mine was a joke. It was a joke. It was a genuine joke.
Right. Well, what I mean by that is what I was talking about with Chris, with the guy that acted like he didn't know him. For example, I watched the interview this morning, and it was the Big Show, and he was like talking about Arnold Schwarzenegger. They did a movie together, Jingle All the Way, and all that shit. Right? He was the crazy singer that had to beat Schwarzenegger up, whatever. But so every time the Big Show would walk up to him, he'd go to shake his hand. He's like, "Hey, Arnold, how you doing?" He'd look at Arnold, would look at him, and go, "Arnold Schwarzenegger, nice to meet you," right? He did this like 5 or 6 times. Well, finally, Big Show's somewhere to accept some award, right? And Arnold goes into this wonderful speech because he's the one presenting the award of how he's known on Jingle All the Way. He's a tremendous athlete, this, that, the other. And then right then and there, Arnold looks at Big Show off stage and winks at him. He was driven with that for 12 fucking years. He was fucking with him for 12 years, pretending he didn't know him for 12 years, just to drive him crazy.
Right, but this guy didn't do that, and he did it
No, I'm
because
sure
he
he
thought
didn't.
he wasn't supposed to be.
There are people like
a different story. But yeah, Paul Wright's a cool guy. I knew a guy who knew him his name was Tyler Main, and Tyler Main played Sabretooth, and he also wrestled with Kevin Nash. And I love that guy. Tyler Main was awesome. Big, 6'11", big ass guy, right? And
Triple H.
yeah, big
Bro,
Scott. He basically tag team as Big Scott. That was his name in the WWF. And he told me, yeah, he's a cool guy, like really nice. Paul Wright is really nice guy.
Right, but he was just sitting there saying, and it used to upset me all the time until 12 years later when I found out he was screwing with me for the entire time. When he was like, my God, why would you do that to me? Somebody as big as I am, why would you upset me like that?
Well, the other thing was there was other developments with Steven, who I'm not going to say exactly what happened, but let's just say him pretending he didn't know who the hell I was got him kicked out of a Ferrari Club meeting. That's all I'm going to say. Because he got this snobby attitude, and they're like, hey, look, he's a nice guy, get the hell out of here. And that happened because you're some guy with a 360, and we got guys with 20 Ferraris here, you're better than them. And he also had this attitude towards them too, because he didn't know what he was looking at. When he was looking at a 365 Daytona, he was like, oh, this old beat up piece of shit or something. He said something like that. Actually, it wasn't a 365. I think it was the 365 GT. It wasn't the Daytona. But they didn't like his attitude at all. So his attitude was like that with everybody, and they didn't like that. And there's a certain attitude you have to have around Ferrari people. You have to be respectful, no matter what they got. They unless it's a complete fake, you have to be respectful and treat what they're doing in their own class of era of cars. Or if you only like the 360, get the hell out of here. You don't belong here. I mean, that's the way that Ferrari Club treats you. And he was another incident where he actually got kicked out of a meeting. So
the only group of people I will say who literally have the right to shit on a Ferrari or Lambo or anything like that is either A, the designers for them, B, the technicians who have to fucking work on them, or C, the owners of them. Okay, and the reason why I say that, I knew a guy who was German, and this was when I lived in Maryland. He was a creative consultant, the best way to describe it, for Mercedes.
Right.
Well, he was German. He got flown back to Mercedes to solve a problem. And the type of man he is, he's just like a lot of other German people. You don't keep them waiting at all.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So they put this guy in there, and they have him sitting in a waiting room for 3 hours.
Yep.
Oh no.
Right. Well, he's losing his marbles. The only thing he has to stare at is there's a picture over there of the Mercedes gas tank with the dual fuel pumps in it, right?
Right.
That's all he has to look at for 3 hours. And he's just getting angrier and angrier by the minute. Finally, he gets in and he loses it in there. He goes off, tells them what the problem is and how to fix it in 90 seconds. And then he goes off into a tangent about the fucking poster. And you're seeing this over here. This is a piece of shit. This is exactly what's wrong with it. Blah, 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 blah. Right? But that's how it is. A designer can certainly shit on their own car. A mechanic who works on the damn things can shit on it because they'll look at it and be like, why the fuck did they do it this way? Why did they do it that way? Trust me. I used to do it for years to people.
I got another really good point, guys.
If you would have put a 1 millimeter access right there, I wouldn't have this problem.
Yep. Exactly.
And instead, no, I got to jack the motor up out of the car. No.
This gives me a really good point, guys, about modding and what modding does. So I want to get this whole thing about Ferrari actually brings me back to that modding point. Right back. Okay?
You can't mod a Ferrari. It's not allowed, isn't it?
What?
You can't mod a Ferrari. They won't allow it.
Yeah.
Well, that's one thing. But another thing, well, you can, or they'll send you a cease and desist, or they won't put you on a pre-order list. But hold on a second. The whole culture now is a culture of fear where they're afraid to say anything, paint it the wrong color, breathe on it wrong, and they can't do anything. So what happens is Ferrari's now enabled to make things like the 849 Testarossa, make things like the Loose. Has anybody seen their new electric car lately? It's another reminder of why they invented liquor stores. Sucks you. Okay? So here's the problem. Now you have a culture of fear that is afraid to feedback to Ferrari and say, hey, look, your aroma was great. When you promised all the Portofino people who bought Portofino and that they weren't going to make a convertible Roma, and they did. And by the way, people went over the wall and smashed the prototype. They had to build another one, the Roma Spider prototype, because they were promised up and down. They were not going to build a Ferrari Roma Spider. Up and down. And sure enough, they did. And then you're afraid of any kind of feedback that you're using the rubber instead of silicone on your fuel pumps, on your 550s, like in your fuel lines and clog them, and other problems, because now there's no feedback from the people that is welcome. You end up with a shitty design. So another thing that we do by modding is we're kind of forcing feedback. We don't like this. We're going to mod this to be better. We don't like this dead space in the Dune cannon. We're going to put a dead space remover or even better length in the draw somehow.
This
We
reminds
don't
me
like
of
that,
a situation
so we're
with
gonna
my
do
work
that.
I can talk about.
It comes back to them. If you live in a culture of fear where you can't do that anymore, nothing,
Now-
the whole thing falls and doesn't improve and becomes like what Ferrari's becoming.
The only
Yeah.
thing I want to say about that with the Ferrari, the electric Ferrari, is
It's ugly.
ew, brother, ew.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Why
You
would
see
you
it?
do that?
It looks
I'm
like a
sorry,
Nissan.
a freaking Ferrari is a sports car.
Yeah.
You turn it into a ew.
Yeah.
That's
it's
all I
awful.
can say. Almost along the lines of last year, I saw a freaking electric Mustang.
Now,
Again,
here's the problem with this. Do you have a choice not to buy it? Not really. You want to know why? Because if you don't buy it, it will be like the GT4 Lusso, where you have to buy this car or you won't get access to buying other cars later. So now they're going to make their serious buyers that have like 3-4 Ferraris buy a Luce, or they're not going to get the 12-cylinder Manuel, or they're not going to get the next F80, which is their next nice fast car, the next really good 12-cylinder. And we love 12 cylinders from Ferrari. Let me tell you, they
Like,
are
they're
damn
forcing
above
people to
anything
buy
else.
the shitty car that they designed that no one wants.
Yeah, they got to buy a
You wanna
shitty car
get
to have
stuff?
big on pre-order for the other ones. So
That's
now we're living in a culture of fear, you see? And by doing
Yeah.
that, the whole product is going down. And this is the nice thing about modding, is it removes that product of fear. People like Norm, people like Joshua Church, people like Matter Hackers, people like people like Radioactive actually make the market better by putting better products out there and affecting the bottom line of design. We don't have that in Ferrari. And the whole thing's going. And a car that costs $550,000, which is an 812 GTS, now goes for $1 million. And do you want to know why? Because they only made 1,500 of them, and now everybody wants it because they don't like the 12-cylinder. I think it's a good coupe car. It's a good cruiser, but compared to a hardtop convertible that's 200 pounds lighter than the coupe, no. You know? See, so that's why this is so important, because it affects the product DNA down the line. Imagine Nerf if there was no modding. I want you to think about that. If there was no snap pulls, if there were no if there were no
I
Ys
gotta
at
find my
45
power
degrees,
cord. I'll be back.
if there were no modded crossbows, if there was none of that stuff, no modded long shots, where would Nerf be today?
Do you want to know where it would be? I'll show
ahead.
you. I'll show you what we
Maybe,
would see. Hold on.
Think about that. Really imagine if you could going back in the DeLorean and make it so there's no Nerf modding. Hang every single Nerf modder like it's the Holocaust. What would happen? What would have happened? Where would we be today? Would we be having stuff like
We'd be
this?
seeing Rebel Ops skin of this.
We would be seeing reskin and reskin and reskin
yeah,
over and over
that's
again.
it.
The thing, just like what's happening
You
with
better
Dark
make
Zone,
by that.
which is why I think modding Dark Zone and Adventure Force is so important. They are
Well-
so capable. This blaster is capable more than a long shot. Most long shots, I would say Big Blue, but most long shots, and may even hit Saber territory. Definitely more moddable than Harrier. Who would be complacent with just a Harrier or Kulon? Come on, only accept bolt action. Come on, you see what I'm saying?
Well, here's the funny thing, because you mentioned the modding community, and we talk about Hasbro, but Chris, even in the 3D printed community, which some people could argue that 3D printers were, it's like, I don't call it the pinnacle of modding, but they take modding to a different level because they're actually making their own designs.
They're actually making designs, making their own stuff and printing it. That's right.
Well, here's the funny part is that even with 3D printing, there's people that are modding to make it even better. I mean,
absolutely.
Peter will tell you. Somebody just made.
I can't make my own anymore without competition.
So Lidl did the Mantis shrimp earlier this month, and within about 2 weeks, somebody made a modification for it that made it from being a completely 3D printed blaster with only O-rings and an elastic band to making it so that you could use a regular aluminum barrel, and goes from 275 to hitting over 300. Now with an elastic band.
With an elastic band, yeah. I think his best shot was 317 or something.
Yeah, which I'm like, that to me is fucking bonkers. First of all,
that's funny.
And
silent probably too.
What?
It's probably silent as well.
Yeah.
Do you hold on? Do you want to hear what it sounds like when you fire it?
Yeah.
Sounds like one of my springers.
See, the thing is that 3D modding is basically modding from the very ground up. And that's great because you can get around a lot of limits, battery compartments, motors, cages, wheels, everything. I get it. I
am a little sad, though, that it's taking away from the OG aspect of the hobby when its prime, which you and me, Chris, both know was stuff like that.
It still exists, especially in the sniper community, you know? Yeah. Especially, but the Ontos is great. They made a longer version of Ontos called the Longtos. That's big. And I don't ignore those guys. It's just my field is different. Doesn't mean I don't. I put down the other fields. They're great. Let me see that.
Really quick, Cillian.
All right.
This is how loud it is when it fires.
That's it.
That's it.
That's quiet. And how is it? It's 300 FPS.
This one hits 276.
That's still good enough for me.
Nice.
Yeah.
I got to get going. I have a appointment tonight. I get a massage therapy appointment.
Dokers.
Don't take that the wrong way, any of you, I swear. I know
don't take it the wrong way at all. I don't take it the wrong way at all.
I know your thoughts.
How much is your copay this time?
All I got to say is don't go changing. Well, of course, you know, I'll find you.
I'll boost you out a lot.
Bye.
Take care, buddy.
See you later.
All right. So that's one down, and yeah, he's gonna go speak with his masseuse. Have a happy time.
Woo! Happy ending. We need a happy ending every time.
Good old Reverend Steve, you want happy, joy.
I mean, I'm just saying, you know.
Oh yeah.
You know, whatever works for him, whatever floats his boat, I guess.
Yeah. I like liquor myself. It sucks here.
So Trev, if there was a way to put K25 in it, I would, but there's no K20. It's an elastic band.
It's an elastic happy band.
Yeah, it's 3 loops of elastic on this one, or no, maybe 4 loops. I don't remember. My plan is to build another one.
70s who had an elastic band. Like he called his band the Elastic Band. I think it was Parliament Funkadelic. I think Parliament Funkadelic and the Elastic Band. I forget. It was somebody. Yeah. But yeah. But make a K25 version of it just to defeat the whole Elastic Band thing. Hey, that's what modding does.
Rubber.
If you 3D print, you can actually do something like that. Because you can change the whole firing department to be something else. But then, wouldn't that kind of defeat the purpose of an elastic band? Huh. It would be interesting if somebody did it.
Just upgrade the same design and jelly rubber.
Yeah.
Really, Gibbs Bonds? Really?
What's he saying?
It's always a
Better knock
happy
that off,
medium
buddy.
to yourself. You don't gotta pay anybody. That's absolutely right. Yeah.
Better knock that out, partner.
Oh boy.
And
Well,
let's
I'm
be
not
honest.
gonna go there,
Hold
guys.
on. Let's
You
be
notice
honest
I never
though.
talk about this shit. You
If
know I
you're
never
disap-
talk about this shit.
If you're disappointed, you only have yourself to blame at that point.
Mm-hmm.
So that's fair. That's fair. I can't even argue that one. Oh boy. Anyway,
I mean, but back to what Chris was talking about with modding, yes, we have stepped into a new age of modding. We truly have. I'll be the first to admit it because, as Jonathan was saying, I came from that time as well, and I was walking in like a Myers or Walmart or whatever. I forget what it was. I'm just looking at the blasters, and I'm thinking to myself, I can remember when the best we got was that, and now we got this.
Yeah.
Right, but that also comes down to if you're willing to buy a decent blaster to begin with, one that can be modded to get more out of it, you're one step ahead because there are some blasters like we all said that absolutely suck to mod and you don't get enough out of
Don't
it.
have any mod potential. Exactly.
Right, the juice is not worth it, So that's why a lot of people nowadays they'll walk into a Myers or Walmart or whatever, and they'll buy like X-Shot bullpup or Dart Zone product or something like that because one, it shoots hard enough right out of the box usually, and if people know how to mod it, then they already know. Well, shit, all I got to do is just go here, buy a spring and a barrel, and I'm good.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit of extra work here and there if I don't have the money for a collet, make my own.
Yeah.
And sometimes people have to make their own parts.
Yeah.
I know Chris has. I have too.
Yeah. This is all fiberglass, so the barrel doesn't move, and it's Teflon taped and bolted. So the barrel stays exactly in the same place, and it's pretty fucking good. I mean, you can outdo groups on a Gold Cup at 185.
What I normally do.
That's great. I'm a good shot with a 45 too. So I mean, I can pull 1 1/4 groups with that, and I'm beating it at 75 feet. That's bitching, and that's really cool. I was hoping you break out the long shot again.
Now, what I did to mine, guys, just so you understand, is seriously, I won't buy a part until I need the full kit. So if I need something like put together, just whatever, it's very easy to make your own collet.
I did it too. Mine is.
You start hollowing it out until your barrel fits. That's all you do.
Yep.
And then put a bunch of tape behind it and slide it back into place. It's not going to come out. I mean,
World's fastest LS uses standard collet. See that? It's again. I filed it with a semi-round file on the inside. So I got their diameter right. Yeah, same thing. If you don't need to buy,
I just use the pocket knife for Christ's sakes. I just use the pocket knife. That's it.
That works. Just trim it slightly, just turn it until you get it. Exactly. You got a nice concentric cut. Exactly. I use old stuff.
I'm sorry, but people, a lot of people too, and again, not taking anything away from 3D printed kits or whatever, but a lot of times people are like, wow, man, now I just got this blaster. Now I got to go out and I got to spend this amount on this part or this amount on that part. Like now, I just need a plain collet for the XLS now, and that's going to cost me $10. Well, here comes Norman, comes along later, and he says something like, "Well, I'll integrate the collet system into a body kit, and it'll make it look better."
Right.
Yeah, that's one of the things that, upon looking at the XLS2, it seems like they didn't know how to finish the blaster.
Yeah.
They didn't.
Yeah, it's the same thing with the Vector.
Yep.
Same thing.
Oh, the Vector. I'll stand by my comments on the Vector that the person who designed it eats chicken dino nuggets at a 5-star restaurant.
It was a five-star Michelin.
Don't knock on nuggets.
Yeah,
So let's see.
I'll do
Outer
lucky
sheath
nuggets.
costs $35 worth of stainless. The barrel, 9/16 and 73 seconds, cost about $15 a piece. $60 in raw material. How much did I spend on the color? Nothing. Nothing. Yeah.
Exactly, and that's how at times too. Because I'll be honest with you, I don't have a gold mine downstairs in my basement, and I don't have a diamond mine upstairs either. Right, so if I could save myself $1 here and there by
Exactly.
altering a stock part, I'm going to fucking do it.
Well, mine's going to be fiberglass anyway, so why would I want to use 3D print? I'm going to just take
Right,
this color,
exactly.
put it
Okay,
right
whoa.
here,
Hold
make it all
on.
fiberglass.
Chris,
Yeah.
I need to understand what
I'm
you just
hungry.
said. That
I've only
when you
got
just
one.
said that, what was just on the screen?
Yeah.
Because
3D print tits.
Trip Miller's talking about 3D printed tits, and you're talking about fiberglass ones. So like that's even better.
I was cleaning out my friend's place.
I
I
would-
you want these? I'll take
Painful.
them. They'll be good targets. I'm going to use this in my later reviews. Latest victim will be a
Wait,
pair of
what?
boobs. Oh, yes.
Maybe get those off the
What, you
screen.
take out a nickel or two?
So I broke him out. Yeah. So we were cleaning out my friend's place.
Oh, let me
He's
stop
like,
you
"You
giving
want
me
these?"
ideas.
I'm like, I'm taking them because I'm going to use this in a video and use them as target practice for sure.
Why would you do that? Yeah, but somebody's gonna say you're misogynistic or something. Watch, because that's how people take everything nowadays.
You're not going to make everybody happy. I
It's
just
not.
accept it.
Hold on. It's not misogyny because men have tits also. I mean, take a look at me. I got a nice little pair.
Look
right
at Jonathan, yeah.
Just
We
saying.
Yeah,
just
Don-
lack the mammary
Donald's
gland
about- yeah.
full of milk. Yeah.
Oh my god.
But the guy with the hottest LS2, no 3D printed part. None. I want to fill this with epoxy when it's done, lock it in so it can't move. And look at
Yeah.
this surface area on the inside here. There's so much surface area where I can pour epoxy and fiberglass. I can hold it in. Then I can fill this with casting resin. Then I can fiberglass the backside. I got a color that will never move on me, especially the design that's very, very high vibration compared to everything else. And I'm doing something else to make it recoilless too. I'm not going to say what it is, but you know,
Yeah, no, you're exactly right, and that's just it. I prefer, if I can, to save $1.
me too.
I'm not going to overspend. The one thing that I don't like is overspending on shipping or stuff like that. You know, I mean,
Exactly.
I know about how much things cost to send thing from point A to point B. You know, that's just the one
Is
thing.
that the N1
And
cylinder?
if I
Please tell me it
can
is.
Make my own collets or things like that to save a few dollars, save a couple weeks in time. Yeah, I'm going to do it.
Real quick. Real quick. And sorry because Chris's little plushie there. Seeing that, and I was here wondering if this would fly in the hobby. Meanwhile, we have Chris that's going to put his plushie on camera. And I was worried that people might see this and think the wrong thing.
It's got tits, baby.
You are called
Oh my
Big
gosh.
Black. It's already on the BBC.
But in a
You're going to
video,
go to hell for that one.
Well,
you know
they're
that,
made
right?
for you to
Those
hold
tits are
on to
gonna
and
be
grip
my
onto.
victim.
So you
Yeah.
They're going to be my
it's grooves that you
victims
grip
now.
onto.
It's a nice
So-
geometric shape, I will say that.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
It's a great shape to grip onto. Speed bumps,
God.
baby. Speed bumps.
Come on, Norman. You love the double entendres, mate.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
and yeah,
Oh my god.
well, that's right. Don't ever say the word penis and chatter out Peter's wife.
No,
Don't ever
that's
say it.
no. Hey, hold on. No. That's okay because based on what Bradley did in freaking Sydney, I
What?
am still going to design for the XLS2 the collet system.
Do
The
it.
twist
Yeah.
on is going to be the head.
Nice.
The barrel will be its urethra.
That just sounds painful.
But it'll
Sounds
be your
painful.
friend.
Yeah. Well,
What
this way.
happened?
Well, no. I'm saying what Bradley did at Sydney. The shape
What
of
did
the
Bradley
blaster. What?
Oh yeah,
the-
yeah. Okay, yeah. Go. I'm sorry.
Yes.
Never mind.
What did he do? Bradley.
the Winnie
Okay.
Blaster.
Let me put it to you this way, Chris. The
Yeah, I
best
know
way
what
to
you're
describe it is to try to keep it general. Is that it's long, has veins on it as part of a male anatomy. Okay.
Ah,
And he made the
Okay,
end of the blaster
that's
look like
all
that.
you
As
need to know.
do I have
That's
to
the best way
register
to
this
describe it
as a
for me.
weapon?
Am I right?
Yeah.
okay.
I'm just putting my Johnson out in public.
Yeah,
See.
because the rules there is that it can't have this a realistic silhouette.
Bradley
Yeah,
Phillips
so
did this?
that's what he
Hang on,
did.
hang on, wait. No realistic silhouette. They can't have black on their blaster literally at all. So they got
Right.
to cover their scopes in tape, bright tapes and all kinds of shit. Oh, you got too much black, more tape.
Yeah.
Cover it up.
That's crazy.
Make it tan colored.
So you're
Basically,
saying, hold on, Peter, just
as
for
I like to
reference,
say, your blaster's got to
and
look
this
like a
is
gay
in stock
pride flag.
color formation. I haven't painted this thing at all. This
Yeah.
would not be allowed.
This is gray though. It is gray. It's not black.
So are
The
you
dark
saying
gray.
that this wouldn't be allowed?
No, that's allowed,
Yeah, it's allowed.
right?
Put it on the end of this blaster.
Because there's lots of
Ha ha ha.
you got lots of color on it.
Okay.
But the thing is, they
Well,
go over here. They go by
I have to bring
the
a
colors are relevant.
excellent student levitates you with. Okay, good to know.
Just make like a 3D print cap that slots right in.
Oh, is that Stranger Things baseball bat
I think so.
or a zombie
Yeah.
strike one? Yeah.
Stranger
Nice.
Things.
See, now they missed the boat with that one. If they would have made it a little bit longer and wrapped it in barbed wire and made it look like Lucille,
Yeah.
Yeah.
they
Yeah,
would have
yeah.
sold a bazillion of them. I can guarantee it.
You can do it yourself.
Even if they didn't make it shoot
Barbed
darts
wire.
as a melee weapon, where they can make it with like fake barbed wire, like they use it like WWE and stuff like that. Wrap it in that would be kind of awesome looking. I'm just saying.
That would be. Yeah, I think
Oh,
so
fuck
too.
yeah.
I think so too. Now, can
Oh,
I
yeah,
talk
sure.
about the ZQW S400 and what I honestly love about this? They did a couple
good
things I
blaster.
was trying to convince Jet to do, and they didn't. For one, the plunger
Yeah,
rod
right.
system
Yeah,
is
it'll-
nylon, is glass filled nylon 6.6. So this
Yeah.
is glass filled nylon 6. This is what I wanted to make the bolt studs out of it, Jet, and the internal parts out of. Was this material right here, this exact material? And they said their fabricator can't do that, so they made it. The bolt stud just nylon 6.6, no glass fill, and it was flexible as a Barbie doll. Second, shells the same thing. Third, pullets, using screws and collets two-sided, so you don't have to go into shells and do them. This, I see a lot of brilliant thinking here, but almost like, well, Chris doesn't like us, so let's do a couple ideas he wanted to do. They heard it through the grapevine and they did it, and I love it. See, I have been begging for this for a long time. This is what I wanted to use on the Archer and a few other things, and had to take it out of design and just go with normal screw and shell screw placement, that strip, and then you're out. This is really great. It's modular, like I wanted it to be. You can take the magazine out, everything else. I see a lot of my 2016 thinking in here, and I'm glad that somebody else did it. Which, of course, I want to say it on stream. VQW is no longer banned from Death by Nerf Blaster.
Oh my God! Finally!
As long as they don't put repetitive ads, they don't put the same ad over and over again.
That's a
keep it
different
Nerf
company,
related?
Chris. What you're thinking about? Xanadu
Really?
was the puppet. Yes, Xanadu toys.
Okay. They are not banned. They are not banned.
With DWQ, if you ever get the opportunity, and the best time to look is around the holidays.
Right.
Look on Amazon and pick yourself up a Bays S100S. It's a
Okay.
full-size sniper rifle. Okay,
Right.
it's side prime, just on like what you would consider a light spring load.
What I would consider a light spring load is a 2L, but yeah.
Yeah, which is like a 28N long prophecy.
Okay.
Right, I put that spring in and just a 550 worker barrel, and I was popping right around 300.
Nice.
So I know if you pick one up, they also have metal kits for them available too at like Frontline. Just saying.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So you could have a really, really nice fucking sniper rifle.
Yeah, there were only a few things I didn't like about this. I thought that this was too small. I like these magazines with the constant length, but you can't get them anywhere. So I'm definitely going Talon again. This was a bit tricky getting this in on here. And I wish that the front cullet was dual bolted, not single bolted, which I think the original was, the original version 1. But other than that, and this has got a lot of potential. Even this has some serious potential for me to mod, because I'm going to do, like I said, zero recoil mod, which I'm not going to explain what that is because it's kind of advanced. One of my friends at Lockheed gave me the idea this weekend. And yeah, I mean, I love this sturdy plastic, and I have been begging to use glass-filled nylon on a blaster, and this is the first blaster I've seen with it. Great.
One thing I'm going to ask you to do as a favor to me,
Sure.
because when I got mine, my air seal on it was shit. The reason being is I had a pinched O-ring, because the one thing I knew about ZWQ is that their O-rings, for some reason, they don't fit right.
Mine
So
I
had to change out my O-ring. Do you remember what size you use? Because I might want to try yours.
I actually didn't change it. This is the one that came with it.
Really?
It's sealed. It's bitching. This is with the 2.0 spring, guys.
Yeah, mine was pinched.
Yeah. Now the barrel, you can see I recrowned it. I leveled it, recrowned it, and it is a soft aluminum. It's not 6061. And this is the first thing that's going, though, because I'm throwing that 24-inch barrel on there. But look at it. This right here with the B car shoots 4 or 5-inch groups at 60 feet. It's actually pretty damn good out of the box. Now, I'm going to make this shoot a lot better than that, because this at the moment shoots 2 inches at 60, and this at the moment shoots less than 125. So at 75, actually, less than 125. So no, they improved it, but this is what I like, is they do improve. So when the bays didn't have a dart gate and everything else, just like Tag said in his video, he reached out and told them, and they improved the design on the S400. I like the fact that they listen. You know, I like that. I like that. I like that a lot. Now, there was a guy who they actually published it. They themselves published it, a picture where the guy put the scope by taking these screws off and putting the base here. My suggestion was, just like an M4 carbine, an M4, where you have the H bar, and then you can put the top hold bar on the M4, and it's a picnic rail. Do the same thing. Make this picnic rail, slide it on, and then make these two sides open, like this side and this side, and then make it bolted right there. So you can have a picnic rail there, or you can slide on another one, lock into the picnic rail with screws. That's my suggestion. Now, if they do a version 3 of the shell or something like it, or the next blaster, that's what I would do. Because this would be a good place for the picnic rail. And even make this slightly longer so you can fit something like a crossbow scope on there. As a matter of fact, would that actually fit? No, I would need something longer. See how my scope base there is just a little longer. Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. If they made this piece slightly longer all the way to here, made it slide off, and then locked it in, great. Then you can either have the handle or not have the handle, just like an M4 carbine. Looks like a cold M4,
right. Right. Well, I can tell you a lot of the stuff that Norman did to his, this is my S400.
Mm-hmm. Bitch, and good work, Norman, and good.
Yeah,
good
that's probably
nice.
And of course, this is my favorite part right here. This saber tip right here was redesigned by that crazy Australian cunt, Peter.
And I have
right, because not every barrel. This is the Australian version, but the thing about it is that What's that?
I see. Yeah, it
Because-
wasn't friendly to every barrel you got your hands on.
That one
Yeah.
is for the
Yeah,
Sean's,
exactly. Like it didn't
Sean's was
like
designed
saber
with-
barrels or nothing.
Yeah, Sean's was designed with the 550. This is with the 600 milli barrel design, so it's
Well,
longer.
mine is 620. This is the outer sheath I'm using right here.
Yeah,
Mine's
so you're gonna
620.
want this one then. I'll make you the long
Yeah.
one.
So check this out. I want to show you this, guys. Okay, so now, Sean, do you know the reason I pick white, right? Norman's is white, yours is white, Ryan's is white, and I decided mine should be white. Also, I just think this thing, because it's a zebra, black, white, and zebra, it just should be black.
Yeah,
and white.
exactly.
I almost picked a clear one, but also the clear one's not glass reinforced nylon. The white one is. The clear one is polycarbonate. It's actually a weaker shell. So I really wanted that white one. And upon researching, I found out this is nylon 6.6 white, glass filled. So you know me and plastics and composites and how important, you know. Yeah, I know. I'm a structural composite engineer. These things matter to me. You know,
it's fine.
No,
Okay, so
no,
this-
no. Seriously, if you can make it stronger, or if that's the strongest shell out there, you know that's great. But I'm going to say this: what you're saying about polycarb is 100% correct. In fact, hang on, let me get.
It cracks easier. This
Oh,
thing
yeah,
has
it does.
reinforcement to it. It's definitely not going to break.
Really
That's
quick,
about
while
right.
I
Well,
talk to
There
one,
DW2 polycarb that I ran into. God damn, flashes everywhere.
while you do that, I'm gonna explain some things for you, Chris, regarding my design language here and decisions I made.
Sure.
One thing that people will notice is right here, it looks like a little U channel right here. That's
Right.
actually designed because of the fact that the way this is made, if I didn't do this, you wouldn't be able to fit one of the Gavin Fuzzy B cars or any of the other B cars on here. So that
Oh, nice.
channel with a longer barrel allows you to fit that fatter part of the B car in here and still tighten it on there.
Yeah,
So-
it's going to be identical to this one, except it's 620 instead of 711.5.
Yep.
Exactly like this one. And it has a
Yep.
5-degree Merlin, which is the same twist as this. So,
Yep.
and boy, it
Yep.
spins the dart, and the dart, there's no flop in the dart whatsoever. And my
Yep.
inaccuracy right now is because I haven't buttoned down the
Gentlemen.
collar yet. Yeah.
Sorry to cut you off, but I've just had clients roll up, so I gotta jet. I'll speak
All
to
right,
you
I'll
later.
love
Have a good one.
off here.
All right,
Thanks,
mate.
that would be Peter.
Love you, man. Fellow sniper in arms. Love him.
So yeah, and then on this design, obviously I went with the pick rail on the side as well as M lock rail on the bottom.
Nice.
So that way, if you didn't want to use pick tail on the bottom, plus the pick rail would get in the way of the prime mechanism, but you could still have space to add an attachment down here as well. So
Oh, like a bipod.
yep,
Because
And
this
then
blast is getting a bipod. Yes.
Yep. and then the offset rail on this one, it comes with the full kit comes with an actual elevated sight. So the front sight is exaggerated to help line up with the back sight that'll be here as well. I don't have the
Oh,
back sight
nice.
on
So
mine.
it evens out, even though I
Yep.
get you. That's great. That's
So it
great.
evens out no matter what.
Yeah, nice. I like the fact that this does have a front groove right there. Because on blast without sights, I often just look down the groove just like that, like I do my long shot when I don't have it, and I hit people. But I like the
Yep.
fact that you actually have regulated sights that compensate for it. That's bitching.
Yep.
But this is 620 millimeter. That's what it's going to look like. And to think that the barrel's going all the way to about here,
Yep.
all the way to there, and it just still so small, so
Yep.
incredible. Now this is going to be my 300 setup, this and that, but this is going to be more my 350, 370, 380 setup.
I was
And
gonna
this thing
say
is going to be
with my barrel and the nitro shot darts, I'm popping right at 380, 390. So I mean,
Okay.
this is, yeah.
yeah.
This is this thing has got, mind you, I can't wait to see what you can do with this when you max it out.
What spring are you using? Are you using the 2.0 spring, or did you source another one?
It's the 2.0 spring that comes with from M416 that Ryan
Okay.
sent me or told me to get.
Okay,
So-
I'm going to use that same
And
spring.
that's one place, Chris, too, that I'm going to tell you, you should like allow them to post in your group
Yes.
because they
And
have some
416?
really nice blasters there. It is a reputable company.
It is.
Oh, given, absolutely given. As a matter of fact,
Yeah.
if M416 can send me some stickers, I will put them on the wall of friends as well.
Yeah.
That's really
Yeah.
like, I saw the knockoff links. I was so pissed off. That's why I banned the knockoff links in Muzi and now I see this, and I see that they actually improved on it, which I encourage developers and retailers to do. Not hire some guy, make cheaper 3D print, and charge more money. Not, and we all know who that is. Not sit there and just steal everybody's designs, but actually take a design, take it a step further, and make something original, like Worker did with the Prophecy. Well, I would say not the Prophecy, but definitely the Harrier, the Seagull. That's why I started respecting Worker a little more. When they made the Gen 2 and Gen 3, that's why I respected Worker a little more. That Swift? Yes, I think the Swift was a turning point for me. Yeah.
The thing that I wanted to talk to you about was the shells for like ZWQ blasters. This is the worst thing Gen 2, okay?
Okay.
This one's set up for 300 plus. It's
Nice.
just like 220. Okay, so it's got the same prophecy spring in the back, and it's got one of their ZWQ 480 barrels on it, right? And it gets you right at three. Right? A little bit harder once you touch with the spring load a little bit, but that's whatever. But the thing about it is that this shell originally, when it came out, was very brittle. Right?
Yeah.
When they made the Gen 2, they actually used the same materials that were used in the S100S bays for the clear version, which made it almost indestructible.
Nice. They learned from their mistakes.
So, I mean, the polycarbonate shells aren't that bad. You know, compared to like an older Worker shell, which you're thinking about, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, they're actually a lot better. And I can tell every time ZWQ releases something or re-releases something, right? They always improve it somehow. That's their thing. They only have X amount of models, but yet we're up to quietly now version 2.7 of the bays. We're up to version 2.0 on War Saint, 2.5 on the Viper, and 2.0 on the Fire Rat.
Yeah.
So,
real quick, I'm just going to point out something.
They always tweak their blasters. It's wild.
Right.
Guys, I'm going to pause the discussion really quick because I want to point out one thing. I know that this is not the largest channel. It's actually very small.
Right.
However, I don't think I've ever seen a live chat as entertaining as this one.
Yeah, probably not.
And I've asked the question if Wacom has to deal with this nonsense that I have to deal with in the chat right now. And I love, and mind you, I say this because I adore the fact that people that watch my channel feel comfortable enough to talk like this in a live stream. So we're going to narrate some of the best ones.
Oh, fun.
Right.
and I'm gonna call out Strife really quick.
Oh, goody gun drop.
Because I start with this one. I'm curious if Wacom's lives ever deal with this kind of chat. And let me see here. Let's see here.
What are the comments? Because I can't see them.
I'm gonna hold on. Strife posted something about very dirty. Let me find what it was.
Well, let me put it this way.
Oh yeah,
There was a time when I was
One of my
on
autistic nervous smell out.
Is holy water supposed to be white? If not, I broke my smoking barrel. To which I said, quote, smoking barrel. And then Gibbsbot said, thought nerf. Strife claimed to be nerf Jesus. And then Mr. Gibbs was saying, thought nerf Jesus was Gavin Fuzzy in some circles. Which I'm sure you're referring to that quote you heard in Discord.
Gavin Fuzzy, yeah. Mm-hmm. I've heard that one too.
Then I told Strife next time don't play with his smoking barrels so much. Let's see. And then, of course, Trip with the recommendation not to use smoking barrel liquid as lubricant for your Buzzbee smoking barrel.
Oh God.
Not missing a beat here. We have Stripe saying, "I may go blind and miss that dart tussie."
Okay.
Well
Okay,
played.
can I explain something to you about Wacom and the fact that I used to be on his Saturday night chat a lot? And let me just say, my weirdness, how eccentric I am. I have said things
Yes, please
weirder
prolong
than
this
that,
pain.
worse, and he put
Okay.
up with it, but only because he liked me. Okay, he
Okay.
put up with it, and his moderator as well. So he has a moderator, a couple moderators. He actually made me one of the moderators. Actually, Vintage Cartan Nerf is a moderator on Wacom, and he took what I said with a grain of salt. The only thing
Yeah.
he's ever really been mad about is when I tried to help him with a Flywheel Blaster. He says, "Oh, please, you don't even mod Flywheel Blasters, Cartan." That's the only thing he's ever really said. And even then, it was like, okay, you're right. That's the only thing he's ever like said to me. But I have said such bizarre shit on there, not out of line, not terrible out of line, not inappropriate, but stuff weirder than that. So let me say what?
Well,
I'm just
hold on.
eccentric and say crazy stuff. He has a good heart.
Not missing a beat. Stripe then says, "Who's up buzzing on their bee until they air their warrior?"
Well, that's just teenage happy talk, man.
Yep. Trip said that Gavin Fuzzy looks nothing like Nerf Jesus. Stripe offered to grow out his hair and beard. He'll get all the holy baddies at that point in time. This is brilliant wordplay. He's the second coming, spelled a certain way, of Christ. Yeah. No, this is great. Apparently, Biles Mods has a chat that Trip is really bad in too. Apparently, so.
In disguise as no
Yes.
Oh, hold on. If
with me.
Strife becomes Nerf Jesus, does that make Coop his Judas? Because Strife loves Judas.
Like
the snake in the sun of my disgrace. Boiling heat, summer stench. In the back, the sky looks stale. Yep. Has a face.
Why?
I'm sorry,
Why?
guys. Again,
Black hole sun.
let me tell you guys.
First
of all,
away the rain.
I say this with all sincerity. I love every single one of you so much because you make my Wednesday nights worth it. Anyways.
Awesome.
After modding.
Oh my gosh, I need this. This is my adult time. Also, I did want to address one thing really quick because Manta had asked something in the chat and said something. Yes, getting these grooves was a pain in the ass. The hardest part, though, for me has been, and I'm printing like version 5 right now of the Mega Dart cylinder because I have my Mega Dart cylinder that works with my special modified Mega Darts without a problem. But now I want to make it so that it works and gets better performance with not just those darts, but with regular cut down half Mega Darts as well. And I want to be able to use both simultaneously the cylinder without sacrificing performance on my darts, which are lighter than standard Mega Darts, half darts. So there you go. And for those that were wondering, they came in at 1.2 grams per dart. So, yeah.
Nice.
Now,
Yeah.
I was going to say something about the darts earlier when we were talking about modified ammo.
Uh-huh.
And if you think about it, we've done it for years, right? With the original stepping darts and everything else, we were always cutting down our darts or whatever.
Yeah.
But what you did, Norman, was that you basically did a variation of what the Ukrainians are doing.
Yes.
They have a whole bunch of 40 millimeter grenade rounds. They have nothing that'll shoot them. So what do? They take a modified pipe. They shove the 40 millimeter round into it, which just barely fits into the barrel of a.
Put a nail in the middle and boom, yeah.
Yeah.
Right. And they just drop it down into the tube of a mortar and it will fire the 40 millimeter round.
Yep.
It will throw the this way, it will throw the projectile that way. Yeah.
And essentially is that he's using mega foam with a short dart in.
Yeah.
Which is brilliant. It truly
And no
is
one
a
tried it
brilliant
all
thing.
these years.
No,
one
apparently,
tried it,
so no,
which is
somebody
just
has.
incredible to me.
Somebody has, because I reached out to Corvus because he had designed a mega shell, and I was like, "Hey, would you be willing to try this?" He's like, oddly enough, I have, and I'm getting equal numbers to what you're saying." And I was like, "That's awesome. That's good to know." He's like, "Yeah, most clubs they don't allow it because it's a modified dart." I'm like, "But now I can take this design and then get it actually manufactured because I have the exact measurements and everything that needs to be done and how to get it done properly. I just need the foam. And once it's created, I can then sell them as an actual reputable dart design.
Aye. Right.
Because it's just a matter of recreating it and keeping it at that 1.2 gram dart. Chris, I'm telling you right now, I'm gonna send you a couple of them. I want you to find some sort of get yourself the stupid the Fortnite Desert Eagle thing. Put a upgraded spring on it, upgraded spring in it. Yeah.
How about a dual strike? Like I used to make the DTSM with the
that'll
20
work.
scroll. Will that work?
It's breech loaded. That's fine. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Take out
I
the
get
air.
130 feet per second with those.
Yeah. Take out the peg.
I have an idea, Norman. I want you to
Yeah,
send
take
me
out
a
the
couple
peg and
as
make it
well.
shorter. Yeah.
Yeah.
I want you to send me a couple as well. I have upstairs an SBM.
Spam foot mega.
Longer.
Okay.
Oh, spam
Spam
foot
foot
mega.
mega, yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
I'll send you
That
a
would
couple.
be easy to try it.
And I want you to verify the accuracy results because again, I'm bullseyeing that stupid rival target from across the room with these things. And
how big's
like,
your room?
It's about 25 feet.
Okay,
So,
that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
What mega darts are you using?
What?
His mega darts.
Yeah, with mega darts, like that's actually really good. So
What
it's like,
mega
all
darts?
right, what?
What mega darts?
Yeah.
Show him, Norm.
Hold on, let me get them.
Yeah.
You'll like this. Trust me.
This is bitching. Yeah, I've seen it.
So standard mega dart, standard mega half dart. This is the full length, but standard AccuFake darts look like this.
Mm-hmm.
All right, fat head.
Yep.
This is mine. It's literally a waffle tip dart wearing a mega jacket.
I can try that.
Flies faster. Flies faster. Point of impact is smaller. And because of the fact that the head right there, it cushions, it goes in, it squishes in, it's not going to rip off as easily.
Yeah.
You can do that to like mega FVJs or whatever.
Well, I don't use FVJs. These are actual soft, squishy heads. But yes,
I know. Just replace the heads though.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, that's what I did was because the FVJ foams, they're actually cheap to source and they're decent foam quality for the actual foam bodies. So I literally ripped them in half, and that's what I did.
Yeah, send me like maybe 10 or 20 of them to test.
Yeah, I can.
And that would sure enough be a good enough grouping for me to try out. But yeah, next time you send me something, I'll definitely take a look at those because that sounds interesting to me even.
So really quick, when it comes to my budget and manufacturing these darts, Trip, right now I wouldn't even know where to begin. I need to find a way to source the foam by gross and go for it from there. What I'm going to start doing is I'm going to start selling these and making them piecemeal myself, selling them in batches of 50 because I can make them. I just need to make sure that people are going to be able to use them in their local clubs. I know that they're not going to be able to be used in Athens because Athens has those stupid rules. But once people start seeing that this works and it doesn't hurt as hard, I literally nailed my kid with these from 5 feet away, and he didn't like he felt it, but he's like it didn't hurt, Dad. It felt like a regular dart. And at 115 FPS or 110 FPS is what I was getting with the Doom Hammer. With my upgraded spring with the stupid the Fortnite thing, it was popping 140 at one point. And he said it's like it doesn't hurt. It just feels like a normal dart that hits. So like the pain's there. The red rockets, Jesus Christ, Gims. Right now, it's actually called the Mega Slug Dart, is what I labeled it as on the.
Well,
the,
it's not 7K design, like the Red Rocker.
Yeah, with the patent design is called the Mega Slug Dart.
Mega Slug.
Yeah, so it's like the paperwork, it's being filed. It's just it's not searchable yet, but yeah, I already paid the $70 fee to get the application fee started, and then everything else.
So basically, just rip the head off of this, and then stick this head in there. Do you like hot glue it or what?
Hold on, down the barrel of 6,000 gun. Whoa, Jesus. So that might be something that, for now, I'm gonna have to just eat it, and just do the handmade for now until I can get that money generated, or
That's
find a wealthy person who wants to invest, because.
So, how much money are you looking for?
Okay, so Tripp was telling me that he was trying to do dart manufacturing, and he's looking at it's about $60,000 to do the manufacturing aspect of things.
Wow.
That sounds about right from what Conrad said, but he told me it's Singaporean dollars. But yeah.
Yeah. So in that case, mind you, I'm still willing to make these handmade. As long as people find a use for them. Again, I'm willing to let them be tried out, and I'll make them out. The measurement, I mean, mind you, it takes me 20 seconds to make one of them. The hardest part is getting the measurement right on the exact amount of length of foam that you have to use, how deep the head goes, how much of a head you pop out, which head you use. So, surprisingly enough, the waffle tipped heads work best out of everything, out of all of them.
Nice.
Well, I can see that.
They make a little air cushion in front of it, kind of.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And literally when you push it in, you can push that down, and eventually pops back up. So,
do you like hot glued in, or what do you do?
These are all hot glued using Gorilla Glue. So, and I've shot these things at. I've shot these things at short range against walls. I've shot them against hard surfaces, and these heads have not broken off. So I want somebody with a mega burn to test them, because I want to do stress testing. I want to do I want to see if I can blow it out.
I'll let you know if I can blow it out. Trust me.
Yeah, I know that it works great with silly shells. Silly shells half dart mega on a tilapia. I got 135 with this one. So, yeah.
If I remember right.
Yeah, it's kind of like that.
Fakes. I was getting about 90 to maybe 100 out of the SPM, I think. That's if I remember. I'd have to go back and watch my video.
Yeah. That's about right.
So if those are lighter by what you're saying.
So they were light enough that on a pharmaceutical scale, the one dart didn't register. When I put 5 darts, it registered at 6 grams.
Okay, 1.2. Yeah.
Yep, 1.2. So the same thing with workers. I literally calibrated using the worker 1.2s.
Is what I'll be able to get it up to. That'd be about it.
Yeah.
Without getting a straight up piece of pipe and firing up my air compressor outside.
I mean,
I have an AT2K. I could wire that with a 7.2 barrel on it.
You just gave me an idea. Why don't I do that? I do have an LPA blaster I can use.
Yeah, I just fucking use an LPA blaster and just load the tank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As long as you're over about 180 cc's of total air, I think you'll be all right.
Even a 40 max shell.
A Titan would do it. A Titan. Use a Titan tank. Make a Titan adapter, bro. There you go.
Yeah.
12 inches of Titan barrel. There you go. 12 inches of a .72.
Yep.
Boom. You
and
got
see how
yourself a
fast I can
Titan.
do it.
I have a Titan somewhere too. I just got to find it.
That's
It's probably
Norman.
nice storage.
Norman,
I have
you,
the type.
you don't even have to do that. You got a 40 max shell sitting around.
Not for Mega though. But yes,
Print one.
you're right. I can. I'll
You
get
know,
that one
just
out.
put a shell and go for it. And test it that way.
But yeah.
I decided to re-level my barrel on the air just to make it a little more. Yeah, I didn't like the let off on the countersink of the barrel. See how it has yeah. So I wanted to lower the countersink. I thought it just was too high because I wanted to go more directly into the rifling, into the Gavin Fuzzy rifling. So I'm cutting down the let off. That's what I'm doing here, guys. So this is how Cartel level stuff and gets it perfectly sharp, perfectly level, and perfectly dimensionally stable. He uses rotational filing. And this is how I do it. I knock off the high points, and then I go around, turn, file, turn, file. One turn. Just one, just like that. And then what you got, and I do this with trigger catches too. That's why trigger catches works so cool. Aluminum trigger catches. Boom, boom. Of course, the scope keeps hitting my damn shorts. Boom, boom, which is just a red dot, but you know. Boom, boom. And this doesn't touch the brass at all. So the brass never hits the outside. So the brass cannot get dented, crinked, nothing, because the brass is reset behind the 316 stainless. See? Because it's a Swan 2 barrel.
Yeah.
Just in raw material alone, though, they are expensive. If I ever went to market with one of these, they probably would cost as much as an Axiom. This barrel would probably cost about 120, 130 if I were to sell it. You know, if I were to sell a barrel like this. But this is how much work goes into one. Even after the fact, even after I build it and I go, nah, I don't like the let off. I want it closer for this B car, which I purposely made this rifling for that B car. Purposely made it exactly for that.
Yeah.
And Gav was a godsend. Here I was in the middle of making a B car. I was like, oh, I need to make a 4-axis B car. Then he comes to the market with the perfect 4-axis B car with a 14 millimeter interior diameter on here, 13 right on the nuts for the 3x7 flange bearings. On here, it's 13.5 going out here, and then it's 503 going on the two rails. It was perfect, and it works great. It works great. It was like, I was like, oh, Gavin, you answered my prayers, man. Now I don't got to make a freaking B car. That's great. That's wonderful. You made like the perfect one with 5 bearings. And even 5 bearings is going to do great for 400. You want to know why? Because it's already spinning at 7 degrees when it hits the B car. So the dart's already spinning once it hits it. And it's still very accurate with just the Merlin. But the B car does what I thought it does. It stabilizes the flight of the dart and makes it perfectly no wobble whatsoever. It looks like just a thing spinning through the air like a freaking Apollo space capsule or some shit. It's great. It's nice.
So sorry about that. Chris, I apologize. I was reading something really quick.
No problem. You're cool.
So
you're cool.
Hold on.
I'm just blabbering. It's okay. I'm just blabbering.
No, that's okay.
I'm just telling my audience more than anything. You know, what is Chris doing right here? Okay. So I put a dart on the inside of it to keep the shavings from going in, because this is a wax barrel. I just applied a layer of wax in there, and I'm going to let it sit in there for about a week. Okay. So now, when I fire it, just to get rid of that, you're going to see a bunch of aluminum steel shavings all over the place. Yep. Well, fortunately, now it's make steel shavings. Where's my file again? Now I'm going to do the outside here really carefully, and I'm going to hit this with some 220 after the stream. But my 220 is downstairs, so I don't want to walk away. But I'm going to finish this off by circularly standing 220 to give it a grain, so it looks really cool, like this one does right here. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I was just asked a flywheel question really quick by Strife. Strife, what are you trying to do with the female barrel jack with the what are you trying to do with the Ragefire exactly?
I'm trying to make it shoulder mounted and work without pressing the triggers. I'm trying to wire it up to work off these switches on a different blaster.
Nice. That's
Okay.
imaginative.
So what? How do you want to hold it eventually? Shoulder mounted?
Yeah.
Okay. And what do you want to? Where's the control going to be at exactly?
On the stock of this blaster.
Okay. Where's that stock going to be at in respect to your shoulder?
On my right shoulder. Yeah, like that.
Okay. So you're gonna have a shoulder-mounted blaster while you're holding your strife in your hands. Is that what you're trying to do?
And just mount on shoulder handless, right?
Yeah.
That's bitchin'. That's a bitchin' idea, actually.
Well, then what you do is that you run the connector into the back of the strife, and then you literally put the connector onto the back of the Ragefire.
Make a remote control. Make it wireless.
Oh, I mean,
That-
if you want to go that route, that's fine. But you put it into the back.
That's great.
There.
Put that on the strife. Yeah.
Yeah. That way it's
That'd be great.
But if you do a wire,
but
that way
it's just this
it's
stock.
out of the way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's true. You can make the wire out of the way. That will work too.
Yeah, put the wire out of the way by having it go. Because are you so when you aim, are you left-handed or right-handed? Like, how do you aim? Which shoulder? Where do you shoulder it? Okay, so
Right
what you do? So what you do is that you have the wire go up and underneath your armpit, and then over the shoulder like that.
Oh yeah.
That way it's out of the
Like
way.
that, yeah.
Yep. So.
You guys see that right there? I dropped it down about a 0.5 millimeter because I thought that the skirting for the steel was just a little too high, and I concentrically knocked it down, filed it. Still made it a little recess for the brass, but I just did that on the air. Yeah, that crowning and leveling, that's everything for a barrel. When you're a sniper, it's one of those things that really counts. Yeah, it doesn't matter if it goes into a B car or not, because you're basically dictating how it's going into the barrel and the bearings and what orientation. So believe it or not, I honestly believe that crowning still matters for B cars. It does. A lot of people argue no. I don't think so.
Okay, so we're being asked about how we feel about the Adventure Force wrist-mounted blaster. Milo's mod, I think that Ryan shared that one with us. That's the one that looks like a wrist gauntlet that primes and
It's
fires.
called the gauntlet.
It's called the gauntlet?
I
Yeah, it's
haven't
called
seen it yet at my store or anything like that. I'll just wait till I see it on shelves. I don't know much about it. I mean, it looks interesting. But that's all I can really say. I don't have one, so I can't really tell in my hands, but it looks interesting. How much was it?
20.
I don't know. It's probably it can't be more than like $15. $20? Okay. So I mean, as long as it's not something like this, I'm fine.
Okay.
No, it's like a top side.
I mean, I don't know. I saw the picture of it in chat, but I didn't really pay attention to it. I mean, I know it's out, but again, it's not available in my local store. I really don't want to be driving to keep something like that.
I feel like it's going to be, and mind you, until I know more about it, I feel like this is going to be marketed more for like pretend play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or maybe for like a backyard game. Maybe it just depends on.
Yeah,
I'm just glad the Cyberstrike Spirit keep going.
Yes, I will say that. Like I do enjoy anything that utilizes kinetic play, cyborg type looking mechanisms, like a wrist blaster. As stupid as it is, I think that the Mandalorian little gauntlet thing is kind of neat. Even though it only goes like 25
feet, but it's kind of cool in a way. Yeah.
Yeah. It would be
known for gimmicks.
Yeah.
Nerf is known for gimmicks.
Yeah.
The only thing I can say about that, Norman, is you remember that picture that got put up in chat months ago?
Yep.
This is the way.
Yep. It is literally a gimmick, but here's the thing though, is that I can see where that gimmick could be used in actual play. Gimmick. As an HVZ emergency. Oh gosh, I don't have my blaster primed. Here it is. Boom. Oh, I tagged the zombie.
Yeah, you don't expect it. It's like pulling out. It's like Mrs. West pulling out a Derringer when they thought they could mess with the Shangri-Las, but little did they know the Shangri-Las grew up in Queens, and she either carries a Colt Detective 2-incher or a Derringer. And one guy got his face broken because they tried to steal his purse when he went across the street. Remember Mary West's Shangri-Las? Yeah.
Yep.
People thought
Just
she was
like
this
that.
innocent little girl. Nope. Oh, with a 2-inch detective right to the guy's face, broke his nose, and the two doo-wop girls were like, "This is what you get for messing with Queens, motherfucker." It was really great. I heard that story. They were tough. You know, the Shangri-Las. They were tough. They were a tough group. They grew up in a rough neighborhood, and people don't realize that. Like where they originally came from. It came from a tough Jewish Queens neighborhood where you had to defend for yourself. So you got something like that. It's like a Derringer. Nobody expects it.
No, you're right. Oh, one more thing because I see him in the chat. Manta, the other hard part regarding the shells for me when it came to the single shell was creating the vortex method to push more air into the single shell from the 3 chambers to redirect it properly. That was probably the interesting part for me.
That's why ARs are actually good for 3-shot because it actually causes it that when one darts out, the other two still have supply of air and it makes it more even. That's why your sledge fire has got a 3 AR. That's why you got to have ARs for those, or have 3 different pleasure systems, which of course that's too big to do anyway. But
the Dart Punch would be a great podcast name. Oh God. Oh no.
This is how freaking finicky what. Wrist mountable. What, Norman? What's going on?
No,
the Dart Punch sounds awfully lot like something else that's in the Urban Dictionary, and Milo's mod is going to know exactly what it means when I say Donkey Punch.
Donkey Punch.
Oh my gosh, that's when you take your. Oh, never mind. No.
Yeah, don't say it. Don't say it. Just don't say it. We can use it without it. Don't say it.
Well, we could call ourselves the dumplings.
This is why I am so precision. I am so finicky about my blasters. I'll sit here, watch the mechanic, or do a check, and work on my blasters.
Now, if you really want to try something, Chris, we had this one night. I want you to go to Urban Dictionary and type in dirty and then your first name.
The time I went to a Slayer concert, it was really cool. I got thrown everywhere else. I got thrown off the stage. It was great. It was wonderful. It was wonderful. That Tony Araya guy, he flipped me off and everything. And it was a time of my life, and I don't want to hear about Donkey Punches. Thank you very much.
But if you go there
I will look it up. But I know.
It's horrible. You should see some things that pop up.
Oh yeah,
Lions was the worst.
Well, this is definitely to steal another Dart Stream's name. This is definitely foaming after dark. Apparently.
Yes, the dark side of Nerf Chat.
Yep.
Crystal perfectionist that has to even have the barrel sleeve correctly crowned. And so he breaks out a file and, hey guys, I'm going to file this in the middle of nowhere. And then we're talking about, other things that we should forget about. But, All right.
Well, I'm going to jump off of here. I do have to get up in the morning. So I'll wrap it to you guys later.
Good to see you again, Sean. I'm sorry I missed the last couple of weeks.
All right. Anyways, yes. Good night.
Putting up another Owl Ranch this week. So, yeppers.
Oh, my
Take care.
Yep. See ya.
Good night.
You do? Don't you go changing?
Oh my gosh.
Right,
this is let me get him off the stage. All right, everyone's still here? Can we get an audio check?
I'm still here.
All right, perfect. Awesome. It looks like we got this going on here. Guys, thank you for another entertaining Wednesday. This is pretty funny. Again, I will be making
more entertaining, but I left my 45 in the safe, so.
Oh, mine's in my car.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
What do you got, by the way? 45? You got a 1911? What do you got?
I actually have the Walther PPQLE. So
Nice.
it's the law enforcement edition of their 9mm.
Right.
So main difference is that it has the glow iron sights. So that's about it.
Yeah, I got a 1980s Colt 70 Series 38 Super. It's pretty good, but I really would like 45 ATP. When I borrow the Gold Cup, it's my friends, and I also got an HK Model 91, which is nice, but it's the one before the weapons ban, so it has the collapsible stock. We're allowed to have it, but it's pretty good. 7.6251, which is
Yeah.
nice. But I would love a bolt action because that thing, every time you fire it. And that's the case because it's a gas delay blowback. I hate it. And my dad can never figure out the rollers on either the MP5 or whatever. But oh my god, he's gone. And there he is. There he is.
Hold on a second, guys.
But I love the roller delay blowback system. It just takes a mechanical mind to work with. But some people can't get it right and have to reassemble it several times. But I really wish I had a good Mark V Weatherby sub MOA. But I don't have I don't have the money to buy something like that or a good end frame 44 Magnum like a 629. I love the 629 with a passion. I really do. The time I had one in Utah, oh my god, I shot an apple off a tree from 300 feet. An apple off a tree. I just blew the apple up with a 240 grain wad cutter. Pretty cool, huh?
Awesome, actually.
And that's when I was in college. That was 1998, 1999. So, yeah. But I have not been that rich or fortunate. I even had a mountain bike. I had a G2 gas car, all XT equipped. And I haven't had a mountain bike since I've been in college. So I haven't had a mountain bike since I was, 24? That's sad. I love mountain bikes. But at any rate,
See, I in my
Waltham's a good
case,
make.
what was that?
Waltham's a good make. They make good guns.
Oh, it's fantastic. No, I've owned two Walthers in my life. One was a 22 LR, and then which was my training
PPKS?
pistol. What?
Was it PPKS or a P22?
No, it's the P22.
P20. Yeah, P22. Yeah.
Yeah, because the PPS, I believe that's actually a 380.
Yeah,
Oh, no,
built off 383.
the PPK, which is what the James Bond gun.
Yeah.
That's actually a 380, but
They're very thin. They dent so easy. Yeah.
yeah,
I've seen girls destroy those guns.
Yeah, I mean, well, the thing is, like, they're too powerful for their size, so it's hard to actually aim with them properly.
Yeah, they were meant for 7.65. They were not meant for 380. They're not made for a short 9. They would definitely weren't.
Yeah. I would say that my 9 is actually probably very comfortable. I'll be honest with you, outside of taking it to the range, up until yesterday, I never actually had to remove it from its holster.
Mm.
And yesterday I removed it only because of the fact that it was a precaution. So because of what I do and where I work, and what's going on, we're all at a heightened alert. And I drove up to my office, and right behind my office, there were a couple people that they were definitely on something, and you could tell. And it was one of the things where it's like, okay, well, I have to make it to my vehicle, into my office. This person's like literally dancing around in front of our office or waving their arms around like he looks like he was fighting a ghost. And I'm just like, uh-oh. Like, no, this is going to be bad.
Remember something, if you deal with somebody on drugs and you got 9mm, I'm just going to say 3 words. Spanish, American, war, aim for the kneecaps. Okay? Don't go for the middle flesh wound of the leg. Aim for the kneecaps. Because you might not stop them if they're on something. Because 9mm, that's why they invented the 45, okay? The whole trials that went from 50 caliber to 9, and they picked 45 ACP. It was all because of the Spanish-American War, and that 38 caliber pistols could not stop people high on peyote. Remember that when you're dealing with drug people, go for it. Go for the less lethal wound, yes, but the one that will incapacitate them. Okay, just remember that when you're in a self-defense situation and you got a caliber like 9mm. Okay.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing is that in my case, I would never want to take it out to actively, should say.
Who does? I've never had to shoot anybody.
I would hate to. Exactly. Like I think that would be So I have literally been, and I've shared this before in the past. I don't mind doing this. I have literally been the responder to a gunshot wound, and
Right.
it was somebody who decided to unalive themselves. I had to perform CPR. It was with a 357 revolver, and I literally surrendered my weapon that day for the longest time because I had PTSD. It
Because
wasn't
you see the damage done, especially with a powerful round like that. Yeah.
exactly. Um, oddly enough, it wasn't until things got spicy here in the U.S. politically
Yeah.
that, given where I live, I said, "No, I'm not going to deal with this situation. Let me get ready just in case." And again, I was already married. I had a child. The first thing I did was literally taking my kid and my wife, and I said, you know what? We're all going to learn safety,
Yep.
how to handle it properly.
How to
And
unload and unload properly. How
yep,
to keep it in
yep,
condition
and
zero, condition one. Yeah. How to handle it
yep,
then. Yeah.
yep, and
That's why I like through race safety so much. That's me. Yeah.
yep. And literally, my son, who's now 13, at the age of 11, was able to fire a pistol, know how to load it properly. He knows that first of all, it's always either locked up or on my person, so he doesn't have access to it at all. Um,
Exactly.
the only one that has access to anything is my spouse, because she has the 22 locked away, and
Mm-hmm.
her and I both have the key for it.
Right.
And that's it.
See,
And
you're responsible. You're responsible. And
yep,
I know it's hard to see something like that, a 357 wad cutter, hollow point, and self-inflicted wound. It's a
yeah.
massive. I
It
know they're
it was a
dangerous.
hollow point
The gas
too, which is the part.
discharge. The gas discharge. It was a hollow point. Is that what he said?
Yeah, it was a hollow point.
Yeah, and the
Yeah,
gas discharge actually does as much damage as the hollow point, and the bullet will expand so much because of the power. It's very dramatic. But
yeah,
remember, that's in irresponsible hands. In responsible hands, a real shooter, a precision
yep,
shooter, doesn't it handle things responsibly. And when he has to shoot somebody, makes it either survivable or even not survivable. I
yep,
mean, I could shoot a gun out of someone's hand with my Super 38. I mean, I'm that accurate of a shooter, no
yeah.
problem. If someone holds a shotgun, I can aim right from the middle chamber. Bam!
Well,
It's out of his hand.
one of my
Yeah.
favorite things that happened at a shooting range one time, and it was when shortly after I got my 9, um, that and I went with my brother-in-law, who he was a marksman in the Marine Corps, and he kind of was teasing me. He's like, "Oh, well, you have a target that you hit," and I was like, "Yeah, what about it?" He's like, "Well, you didn't hit center mass. You didn't even hit the target." I'm like, "Yeah, look very closely at the target," and he did. I'm like, "That's my first shot." He's like, "Well, yeah, you missed the target." I'm like, "No, I hit his dick." And he's like, "And like, look where the second
And
shot was." He's like, "Well,
ever
yeah,
seen RoboCop?
yeah, in
Yeah,
his bell,
exactly.
yeah." And he's like, in the belly area. I'm like, "Yeah, that's where his head would
Mhm.
have been after he doubled over after I shot him in the dick."
Yeah,
So
you triage. You go for
yeah,
the more incapacitating, then you go for the more wounding, then you go for more wounding, then you go for the kill. That's right. Especially if
exactly,
you got a fast action 9mm. Absolutely, absolutely.
exactly. Well,
Yeah.
in his case, because he was talking about, I was like, "Yeah, we were trained to do double tap and then one in the head." I'm like, "Okay, yeah, it's the same kind of method, just
That's what they teach you in the Marines, but
yeah,
practically, like I just told you, you get around a situation, you got to pull out your gun, go for the caps,
yep,
then go for the more lethal, then go for the more then go for the more lethal, then go for the more
yep."
lethal. Yeah,
And
you got enough ammo in that thing. I'm sure if you're military or whatever, you can carry high pack cap bags, 13 rounds, 15 rounds, 17 rounds. I got to tell you about a situation I got into once, and it got me out of guns for a long time
Mhm,
because I went to the same thing, trauma. Okay, so registered gun owner who had a class 2 license
mhm,
had a Glock 19. If anybody knows, if the Glock 19 is the same as the switch is, only the switch is on the side of the slide, right?
yeah.
He didn't put it together back correctly. And
Oh,
in the middle of me firing it, not realizing it was a Glock 19 and what that switch was for, I thought it was a
oh boy.
safety. I didn't realize. I thought it was an external safety, like you have on your Desi
Oh
Eagles.
no.
Boom, boom. Yeah, I almost hit 3 people, and I dented the guy that ricocheted off a truck.
Ooh.
The guy got so mad that he tackled me to the ground and got pissed at me, and I was like, I'm sorry. He thought I did it on purpose. Then he
Yeah.
realized when he took the gun apart that he forgot to put in a spring that secured the gun of the turn, and he says, I'm sorry. Well, a week later, I sold my V16 alongside and got out of shooting
Yeah.
in Utah.
Well,
and I
because-
didn't touch another gun for over 2 decades because I was so upset that would happen. It was a Glock model,
Yeah.
a Glock model, Model 18. It was a Model 18. It was this full auto one. And I didn't realize it was full auto. And he said, here, fire this. And I thought that was external safety. It was a full auto switch. And the switch went out in the middle of the second fire and dumped the rest of the 15 rounds of the 17 round mag. And oh shit. You couldn't control it. It's too light. It's a light pistol that weighs like 20 ounces. And I didn't get over that for the longest time. Didn't hurt anybody, didn't anything. I got a little bit of a wrestle beat down. I felt I deserved it nonetheless. And he came back later after I sold the gun and said, it was my fault. I didn't put the spring in. I'm sorry, Chris.
Yeah.
Gun's still for sale. But I was in debt. I was like, no, forget it. You know.
In my case, Chris, this will tell you something. I've always said that I came back into the hobby.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think I left in the first place?
That happened.
That's how bad I got. Like I couldn't even see a Nerf blaster and be like, I was like, nope, don't want to deal with them. Don't want to deal with them. Can't deal with it.
Yeah,
nope.
that one incident with the Glock 19, been there.
Yep.
Abandoned real firearm shooting for the longest time because of that one incident. And I'm a guy who scored second place in pin competition. I'm the guy who got 7 seconds with a 45, 10 headshot, 15 yards, and had the record for 45 when the place closed up. And the guy with a SIG 226 got 6.5 seconds with a full magazine and no magazine change for the 10 shots.
Real quick, Stripe, you had your hand. Real quick, Stripe had his hand up.
I gotta go to bed. I'll see you guys later.
No, that's fine. Good night, Stripe. Let me take you off the chat.
Take care, buddy.
Yeah.
Take care,
How you going?
Good to see you again. And people were on me because I gave up shooting. Yeah. And it was right before I left BYU. I was at Linden Gun. I was there every other day. I had a 22 conversion kit for my V16 line. That was a 6-inch Springfield match grade with the 16 ports. That got really good groups and shot plus P and Super 45 like nothing else. That thing was a pin killer in pin competition. It was great. And the other guy who beat me in pin competition, he had a Super 45. Not the same gun. I think it was a different manufacturer, but it was also a Super 45, 1911 45, 6-inch long slide. I think it was a Wilson Combat or something. It was something like that. It was a Capizan arm, something. And I mean, I was getting really good at pistols. I was getting really good at shooting, and I gave up. I used to carry a gun in my backpack all the time, not for the people, but because if an animal ever came down and was running down 9th East, like a cougar or a bear, one time I ran into a deer running down University Avenue in campus. And I said, that's it, I'm buying a gun. Because I hiked Alpine Loop. I had Provo Canyon, So that was the reason I got one to begin with.
Trip just said something to which, you know what, Trip, that is a very valid statement. And I'm not going to even argue with that because...
It depends on the people carrying them, I'll be honest. It depends on the people carrying them, how responsible they are. Yeah. Like me, I'm responsible.
Yeah.
He's responsible.
I have one. I have 2 technically. I feel comfortable enough to have it like holstered. Mm-hmm. I do not feel comfortable at all to touch it and take it out of its holster. Mm-hmm. Like I don't. I have such a healthy respect for what they can do, having seen what has happened firsthand.
This is why I trust Norman a little more with guns now after hearing that story, that you have that respect. Yeah. Because in a way I've been there, not the same situation, mind you. In a way I've been there. And to me, it was a leisure hobby. And all of a sudden, I was in a situation where I could have killed 3 people accidentally. And I was like, I'm not doing this. I'm done. And anybody who would do that would walk away from Nerf, walk away from guns, because he would see something like that, is anyone who respects what it can do and treats it responsibly.
To give you an idea.
So it depends on the people, Trip. It really does.
Yeah. Well, and well, I'll give. I mean, this will tell you something that happened recently. This was actually very recently. And mind you, he had no idea. He had no.
Mhm.
He's 13. I had a an airsoft pistol that's an electric one. It's full auto, and
Right.
it was admittedly not loaded. I know because I don't keep anything loaded like that. And my kid picked it up and he pulled the trigger while it was aiming, like indirectly aiming at me, and I got on his ass because he was like literally
Just for
10 feet
pointing.
away.
Yeah.
And
Just
I
for
like,
pointing.
yeah, no, I got on like to the point where he went upstairs and started to like he tried to cry to his mother. And I flat out stormed upstairs from my little Nerf cave. I was like, no, no, you don't get to run away from this.
Yeah.
You do not
You
get
have
to
to
run away.
take
Like,
responsibility. You have to point a
exactly,
gun in a safe direction. I like
exactly,
that. You're a good father, Norm, because that's what you have
exactly.
to do. And so many people will just avoid the responsibility. And the first time they got a gun in their hand, they're like, hey, let's
Yep,
just, hey, this is fun. Hey, let's point this at you.
yep,
And they will do that. But when they're 13, they run into a
they're-
confrontation. Oh, I better not do
exactly,
that. I'm going to hold it. Exactly.
exactly.
It's a culture of teaching responsibility, and
Yep,
it's lost now because people are avoidant rather than confront responsibility with
exactly.
guns and
And
many
that's
other things too. It's called being
and
enlightened.
and that's one of those things where like, and mind you, I get the reputation at my club sometimes of being a little bit too cautious. Even though I also will bring out a dark blaster if I want to. But if we, for example, like because we play in open park areas, and if there's like a playground within 50 feet or 75 feet of us,
Right.
I'm the first one to keep tabs of, okay, where are those parents at with the kids that are playing over there? What are they doing? And I will stop play and wait and make everyone stop and freeze if there's a little
Right.
kid. Because here's the thing, we can get shot with a 200 FPS, 250 FPS dart, and it's whatever. I'm not
Right.
going to have a 4-year-old that accidentally, like, that 4-year-old doesn't know what's going on. So,
Yeah.
like, that's
He
how
just
I
thinks
am.
we're playing with
But,
toys. He doesn't realize those darts are flying really fast.
yep,
2 joules, 3 joules, 4 joules of kinetic energy. I hear you. I hear you.
yep. So Trip says the following, and he's never points his it's trigger discipline. He never points his nerf at himself unless he's intentionally shooting himself as a pain test, or know for certain it's not loaded or not primed.
Yeah.
So funny thing you mentioned that, Trip, because my kid, um, I always tell him, I'm like, listen, I'm not willing to shoot myself or shoot anybody with not anything that I'm willing to shoot myself with. I
Yeah.
will shoot myself with something, and I even tell him like, listen, hey, I can take the hit. Can you? I need you to turn around. I'm going to shoot you in the butt, and tell me because if it hurts you, then I'm not using it on anybody. You know,
Yeah.
um,
He's your pain tester, basically.
exactly. He like because I'm a bad paint. Like guys, I literally
Me
have
too.
yeah. When I tell you
I
that
don't take pain that well. It's just I
yeah,
don't feel it. Yeah.
yeah, like when I tell you that I was walking around for a week with 2 toes missing and an opened wound because they had to wait for the drainage to go before I could
Wow.
they could literally stitch my foot up. I'm not joking, and I did it without painkillers.
Yeah.
So like it's
I have dull nerves myself.
yeah, like I don't I mean I don't feel it when someone shoots certain parts of my body. My face, absolutely. I've been shot in the lip before with an
Oh yeah.
FUJ, and that sucked. But
The jaw joint is the worst by far. Oh god, that was the worst hit I got. Right here in the jaw joint. Oh. But like you're right. I mean, I have very little sense of pain because of my stroke. So, and it gets worse. It's better, and sometimes it's worse than other times. There's sometimes where I can't feel a 150 blaster at all.
yeah,
Again, why I like the sniper because it's got higher velocity. You definitely feel it. You'll definitely see the red mark. I
mhm,
don't like 150, not because I don't like the game, but because I actually don't feel it sometimes. And I don't
yeah,
like stock mode. It's just too light for me. And there's so many people that will aim a mag strike, and they do it in Nerf too. There was this guy at Gideon that kept saying hit, hit, hit. And I was like, what? You hit the sign, you hit the wall, you didn't hit me. And he kept saying there was a hit. And I'm like, what hit? You know? And then the one time he did hit me, I did walk back, but it was like, he didn't hit me. And people point a full auto and figure a dart hits you and calls hit, regardless of there actually being a hit.
Yeah.
And there are people that will do that. And it's like, no, you know. I just ignore those guys.
I've been in this situation where I've had people mag dump on me.
And assume they hit you. Yeah.
Well, yeah, they assume they hit me, and I'm just like, okay, you mag dump on me while I'm behind cover. There's a cover next to me. What you're saying was a hit. I literally heard it hit the fabric of the cover and ricochet against me, and we don't count. Ricochets don't count at my club.
Yeah.
You know, it's like,
yeah, exactly.
That doesn't count. Like, yeah, you saw it bounce because it hit the cover that I'm literally standing behind. There's not an inch of me behind that's exposed.
I don't know who did it, but he kept saying, take the hit, Cartea, take the hit, Cartea. I'm like, what hit? You know, I would be peppered with red spots if you hit me with a 200 full auto or whatever. He was shooting a full auto, kept hitting the sign and the fence and flying by me. And I'm like, none of them hit. I kept peering behind the wall and peering behind the sign, and he just was like, yeah. And it's like, what an annoying jerk. I don't even know who it was. It was just some guy.
I'm going to find it really quick because I'm going to show you what I wear whenever we've had capless games or whenever we've done close quarters, higher FPS games. Because I'll wear, like, I always wear my vest for the most part.
Right.
Which that does dampen a lot of stuff. But let me show for my face. I go beyond pro sometimes. And give me a second.
You go full out.
Oh, when I, it's ridiculous what I do.
Not ridiculous. It's cool. It's pro. Like, you think it's ridiculous that I'm crowning the outer sheath of the stainless steel to make sure it's perfectly so it fits on my B car perfectly, so it's perfectly straight? No, I want that edge. That's the whole point, is getting the edge. And same with gear. And
when you see this,
haha.
It's like, okay, you know, aiming with this through a scope is interesting, first of all, but
oh shit, yeah, that's why I don't wear them. Also,
but I'll tell you this much: I literally let somebody shoot me with an Apex with a saber at 5 feet with the max power spring. Didn't break
That's about 420, 430, 450. Yeah, nice.
It literally
is it poly? Is it polycarb? Lexan?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
It
Lexan,
literally the sound of the dart impacting hurt more and caused, like, the concussive, like, sound made me close my eyes more than me feeling the actual hit. So I was like,
wow,
done.
Awesome.
So,
plus you can hear the hit if you get a headshot. So it's like, oh, I'm hit. You know, it actually resonates better than your face because your face is not going to make that loudest sound. I hear you. So that's the thing with Nerf armor. If they ever come up with a Nerf armor, it should make noise. So it better senses that you actually got hit. So when you hear a big clink when you hit your plastic Nerf armor, okay, I got hit. Because even though you don't feel it, you have sound improvement. Hey, that's another argument for Nerf armor, is that it actually makes it easier to detect hits.
So I saw something actually, and
that's nice.
I'm thinking of marketing this and making it. Or designing something for this, and you tell me, because do you play in any games where they allow shields?
Yes. I'm getting allowed to shield. That guy was annoying, but he never got close to me.
Okay.
Actually, nobody got close to me that day.
and Trip, you're in the chat. You might respect this one too. A shield that literally drops down from your arm because they have the 3D printed NASA fabric.
Nice.
That you can roll up. Yep, that you can just be like, okay, and it just drops down.
Holy bat shield, Batman! Yeah,
exactly. It'd be like a tower shield. Like, okay, and that way you can lift and hide like this if you need to.
Yeah, nice.
I was thinking about that. I was like, I wonder how that could be made, and either have some sort of, like, pool that, like, zips it up, like almost like
a pole that goes like this. No, pole that goes like this. It goes and then telescoping. And just goes like that. Yeah.
Yep. Something
you
like
go.
that. I feel like could be a fun thing.
Yeah.
But okay, so Chip's saying nobody in the events uses shields. See, with us, we have one person that every now and then for the 150 events, he'll run an outlaw with an actual police riot shield. Which
Nice.
is kind of it's funny how he does it. But he purposely nerfs himself by using an outlaw in a 150 game. And it's like, all
Yeah.
right,
That's cute. Yeah,
yep.
Norwalk, there was a guy who used to have a shield, and then somebody borrowed the shield and decided to shield bash somebody. And then the guy who owned the shield was the guy who owned the shield, and the guy who owned the shield said, let me see that. Boom, and nailed him.
Oh my gosh.
So funny. Don't shield bash if you're going to have a shield, you know? And he got oh my God, he hit him so hard.
Oh my gosh.
Ow!
That's funny.
And nobody said anything. We're like, don't shield bash. That's stupid. Like
Yep.
they do in Fortnite, you know, that's kind of dumb, you know?
Yeah. Let me see what's going on here. Sorry, I'm just checking out on a print of mine.
Sure thing. Sure thing.
I have 19 minutes left before this shell's done. I hope that this is going to be the final revision on my mega shell. Because yeah,
Nice.
this has been a journey designing this thing.
Gonna kick ass. Well, I told Trip idea for a design for the Doom cannon that avoids the gears and makes it so you can use as long of a spring as you want and as much travel as you want, and as much plunger as you want.
Mhm.
And it would be a 3D design. So talk to him about it. Maybe him can work on it. I try to give you guys some because you guys help me out. I try to help you guys out with design because I work on my sniper stuff and everything else. And Trip is invaluable when it comes to springs, calculations, velocity calculations. He helps me all the time. So I try to help him out, you know. So that's the kind of relationship that we have, you know. And I just I'm always thinking about new products that you can make, you know, and things you can do and things you can market.
Yeah, well, like right now, for example, this is gonna sound weird. I am still trying to learn like the finer details of CAD design.
Right.
That literally sounds.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
No,
Because it's hard. All these little tricks, all this little stuff.
CAD
SolidWorks is a real bitch.
No, what I'm saying is
Yeah.
saying CAD design is like saying freaking ATM machine. Design is part of what CAD means. So, anyways,
Right.
but you understand what I'm trying to say.
I do.
But it's like, okay, so honestly, I forgot what I was. Yeah, learning the finer details of things because there's certain blasters that I want to be able to take and re-inject some new life into, and make better. Like for example, like this little thing right here, right?
Yeah.
It's the Rival Fate.
Yeah, Fate. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, with the worker mag adapter in it.
Yep.
Okay, how hard would it honestly be to make this so that barrel can go forward and back with like a pump grip, first of all, and find a way to make that you when you pull it back like so, that you pull the barrel in, that primes this back.
Okay, I know how to do it. Okay, so
because this locks
grip
like this.
Hold on, I got you. This right here, pump grip. The pump grip, instead of going, you can go forward, but you make it go back.
Yeah. So back primes because it sticks.
Pusher cup prime. Yep. Forward, and then you make it so it goes out to put the dart back in and out, or you're going to go out, make it reverse geared to push back at the same time. So when you're going out, it's actually pushing back, but you have to have enough travel to do it. So a metal gear, not plastic gear, reduction would work. So if you go like this, like that, and then that would go back twice as far, and then you put it back in, that would go back in, then you get a prime. So you make it so instead of going in to prime with the pusher cup like most buses do, you make it go out this way, gear reduced with a middle gear that's probably a 2-to-1 gear or whatever the ratio needs to be to make this one the same as the dart prime. Would push this back, go back, and then the primary engage would stop at the plunger, but the plunger would stay there, but the reducer would go back this way with no load because it wouldn't be hooked to that prime handle back there. So you make it so you have a device but 2 sides. Boom. Prime handle stays there,
So
goes
that's
back
there.
up, and there you go. That's how you do it. Now, that would be externally hard, but if you can do it internally, even better. But this is why people like pusher cups so much. And we like pushers so much because it's all inside. We don't got to worry about it, you know. But that would be how you do it. And do it with metal gears, not plastic gears. And do it with a probably a stainless steel guide there with teeth, and then stainless steel guide teeth there, and 2 3D printed housings on this side to contain that, and your 2 gears on both sides, and you got yourself an auto prime fate. That's how you do it. It's just, would it be too bulky? I don't know. I don't think it would be, especially if you use really thin gears, like 1/8 of an inch electrical gears,
Yeah.
but they're made of freaking steel, stainless steel, and you also grease the inside of them, and then you make your handles stainless steel on the inside. The problem is now it's not. Now it's mainly a steel part, not 3D printed. The only thing 3D printing
Yeah.
is the top and the outer casing. But if you can
Well,
find something like that, you're great. Or cables. Nah, maybe not cables. I think cables is stupid. See,
well,
people
I'm
rock on gears because they use the wrong material for gears and nerf. They use plastic. Don't use plastic. Use metal. They don't break. You use metal electrical gears. They will not break. A gear will not break if you use the right material. Nylon is not the right material for a gear. I'm sorry. It really isn't. And neither are these big flat teeth with big fat teeth that can just chip off. You use smaller teeth that distribute the load better so that you have more teeth engaging in the mesh at a time. So you're having more of a distribution of load of weight, and it's smoother. The Apollo gears, the stuff that is Unrivaled, it's just those are giant gears.
yeah.
I've never seen giant gears on anything but like a printing press that's that big. As a matter of fact, those are the T sides for a printing press. And I'm talking like a Ryobi or a Heidelberg. And Heidelberg's a elliptical on top of that. So
Yeah.
I've only seen gears that thick on something like a Heidi Speedmaster. Seriously. Or like a printing press that weighs 40 tons or some shit, you know? And you're running like a 50 horsepower motor and 6 printing units, you know? And I'm talking this thing bigger, it's longer than a bus. Okay, that's the only time you need gears that thick. Why are they putting gears that thick made of nylon, thinking that that's going to make up for the plastic effect is plastic, but we know it doesn't. Metal is better for that. See?
Yeah.
But I'm thinking maybe another way we can do it. Maybe a way that,
The hard part's going to be with this one, I think, because mind you, the simple solution, the simple solution is literally to create a mount up here, slide rail, aluminum that connects to this to pull it back. But then the problem that I'm going to run into there is this.
How do you load the dart? Because it's got to go forward, not back.
Exactly, because this has to go forward again when it fires. I can load the dart like this, have it be like that when I to prime it. But this,
then you would have to go forward and back just to do it. That's not worth it. Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's why the opposite gearing or something opposite other than gearing, I don't even know what, but we can think of something that would make it so when that pulls, that pushes at the same time, same action. See? But maybe not gears. I don't know. Maybe I don't know.
Like, I mean, because this right here is where the dart needs to load the dart. And when you prime it, like when you pull that barrel's gonna cock back, which is gonna cause
I got it.
This
Maybe
to
a
go
device
back.
that when you pull on it, it engages a ratchet. So when it's out, it engages a ratchet. And when you push back, it primes that back. But it has to be the same distance as that plunger. So
it's almost equidistant, to be honest.
It's a cam.
Pull of that.
Oh, that would work. Hey, man, that would work. And you can probably do it on 3D print. Okay, so here's the barrel. Barrel goes out, catches the cam. This is the out position for load. So pull the barrel. Pull the barrel out like you're going to load it.
Yep.
Okay.
It's loaded.
It now catches the cam. And when you push it back, it catches the cam, pushes back on the plunger. And then once all the way back, releases and resets back to the original position. That would work. And that would work without an opposite gearing. You use cams instead of gears. And you can do that in 3D print. There we go. There we go.
Yep.
Okay, I figured that one out. Okay. I had to think about that.
I just got to find a way to implement that kind of a design. Because, I mean, I just think this would turn into a really fun CQB pump kit. Like a pump blaster.
Boom, boom. And then we'll go back, fire, boom, boom.
Yep.
fire, boom, boom. So it pulls
Boom.
out, catches the cam, and on your way in, you're priming it. So you
Yep.
can pull out, load it, it catches it, and then it catches the prime and then goes back in. The problem though is that the load for the dart is going to be what, 40 millimeters, 44 millimeters, and your prime itself is going to be probably 2.5, 3 inches. So you have to make up for that somehow. You either have to make the barrel really long and the whole thing that goes out 3 inches, same as that, catches it and it goes out like that. Or
So
that would, you get
yeah.
what I mean, right? You have to make up
So
for the difference in distance.
Trip's saying is
Somehow.
why don't I use use a RAM and use that to prime it? And the reason being would be that it's
Like a
it
pusher
goes
cup.
yeah, well it goes back to the issue of the way that the barrel is set up.
Yeah.
The actual internals of the Fate. I don't know if you could do that with a RAM.
I'm not sure you can because you don't have a pusher cup, and even then, if the pusher cup, you're now sliding the barrel length over that. Where's the dart going
Yeah.
to catch the feed into it? You would
Yeah,
have to
because
pull it out again somehow to make it feed.
Yep.
Because even
Yeah.
if you push the barrel back, I ran the same problem with bird of prey. Even if you push the barrel back, in nowhere does it go into the breech. It would have to go locking back that, then back forward, then go up, then lock it again. So your whole action would be like this: boom, boom, boom. Yeah, it would be 3 actions instead of 2. What I'm talking about is one action catch, one action pulls, one action pushes back, and then you're ready and you go in Santa Anita. And then once it's back, that cam goes back into place, gets spring loaded, so it wouldn't be stuck with the plunger, or you can make it return with the plunger. But I wouldn't do that; it's reciprocating moves. I would make it so it goes back once it's all the way back, and then it just fires. Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Swiss do much more complex stuff than that with their machinery. Let me tell you.
Oh
I've
no,
seen a
I
lot
know.
of Swiss clocks and stuff that are and firearms and
Oh,
machinery,
I trust me.
stuff like
I'm
that, and printing presses are much more complex.
yeah.
It can be done.
It can be done. My question is, how effective would it be using? Again, I do not have the skill set to machine materials to do this, and doing it 3D printed would be the interesting part.
Yeah. You just
Like
do it.
that's
You just do it with PETG. You do the cam itself, high infill, but only the
yep.
cam and the housing and the meat for the cam. Everything else can be your normal infill,
Well,
35%,
the
45%, whatever.
yeah, I was gonna say that the infill is not going to be the hard. It's going to be the outer wall layers is what I'm going to want it to be to make it solid plastic.
Okay.
That's the yeah. What I used to be of the train of thought that the more infill, the better. It's actually the more outer layer walls is what gives that's my trick is that oops all walls makes it a solid fucking print.
Nice.
It also makes it heavier than shit.
Yeah. Because
I
you're
mean
taking
shit.
all that empty weight and now it's solid plastic and it's a brick. I hear you.
That one right, my Alchemist. That's a fucking brick.
Yeah.
That
Because now
literally.
you're doing a 3D printed structure. You're doing a 3D structure to reinforce on the outside by making it thicker and leaving the hollow area so it's a box. And yeah, that works. Hollow core works. Yeah.
Yeah, Trip saying I need
Or
a desktop CNC machine. I need a lot of things. But
know,
yes, trust me.
if I ever ran into money, I would be buying a lot of shit too.
Oh, trust me. Yeah.
It's never enough money to buy everything we need with this hobby that is our dangerous obsession that doesn't make us any money. It's just the way it is, you know?
Oh, yeah. I would.
But I'm
Oh my
dangerous
god.
enough with what I got that I don't complain. You know what I mean? All I care about is me being dangerous. I don't care about selling because I don't have to. And I just, and I did try to sell once and it was a barbaric. Oh my God. I actually lost money. And not only did I lose money, but it was just 24 hours a day working on stuff, dealing with customers, everything else. I just decided, no, I'll just mod for myself. And if anybody asks me for advice, I'll help them. Thank God, because it
That's.
was crazy.
Let me tell you, that's something that. I'm gonna say it. I'm hard on myself
Right.
as a business person. I'm very hard on myself. I don't give myself enough credit. I don't talk up a lot of I'll share what, hey, I got this cool little design going on, whatnot. I mean, I
Yeah,
think that
if
they're
it's
usually
somewhere you got to
goofy.
talk yourself up a bit. Yeah, I
Yeah,
know. I didn't
exactly.
like doing that either. And
Where
people got on my go for being too arrogant. I'm like, I'm not arrogant. I'm just trying to point out my product. That's all I'm doing.
Yeah, well, in my case, I've been told by a couple of people I'm undercharging. I'm short. I'm basically undercharging myself. I'm like, okay, whatever. Um, the thing though that I've prided myself so far as a business person is the following, and mind you, I'll pull up these emails without a problem. I've gotten countless messages from people that are like, probably the best customer service they've seen from a Nerf store. Um,
Nice.
mainly, well, and mind you, mainly because when something goes wrong, they point it out to me, and I'm like, okay, let me see what happened. Show it to me. Okay, I'm gonna make this better for you and fix it, and I fix it almost
Nice.
immediately.
And then improve the rest of your product line as well with that fix. Exactly. Use that
Exactly,
feedback.
exactly.
Nice.
Perfect example with my barrel shroud. Where the fuck did it go? I just had one that I already closed it up. Anyways, um,
I saw it.
I had
The one
I
that fits the B car.
yeah, I had somebody who pointed out the original piston pump barrel shroud. They were like, "Hey, my rail is off centered a little bit," and I was like, "That shouldn't be like that." And then what I saw was that it was. I had actually done something with my print settings so that when you put it on, it kind of like it wasn't as tight as it should be. And I'm like, okay, let me get this taken care of. I fixed it so it could still print and still remain the quality. Readjusted the entire thing, sent him a brand new one, and
Right.
he was like, "Oh, this is perfect." Recently,
Nice.
because of the heat wave, I sent something out because literally everything I use, it uses an adhesive. It's four different printed parts, actually five different printed parts that are basically solvent welded together.
Yeah.
And these because of the heat, the actual adhesive reconstituted into a liquid form or into a gel form, really. And
Yeah.
while it was in transport, it got loosened.
Oh,
So
those are
yeah,
the worst. What kind of adhesive did you use? Did you use crazy glue or
it's
wouldn't be
it's a
ethylene glue?
it's a Gorilla Glue gel that's rated for 3,000 psi. So it's
Ah, yeah. Yeah,
so
I get you.
yeah. So it's like I use it, and here's the thing, Chris. When I designed this thing and I tested it, I literally tried to like pull really hard with my hands to try
Yeah,
to
but
rip it
that's at
off.
room temperature. It matters what the base is. If you're using a
Exactly.
silicone glue, it's gonna goop, it's gonna mess up. This is why I stick to ethylene epoxy and I know my basis of everything else. So let's put this way
Exactly.
on me. Let me take this, let me get this out of here for a second. So this was a challenging product because this is polyethylene. Actually, yeah, this is PE, and then this is PETG. Okay, so PETG has a low surface tension. Okay, which means if I were to use Chrono or Crazy Glue on it, it would like fly off and snap off. But Crazy Glue Gel has a base on it that has a little bit of the polyester in it to make it a gel. It's a gelling substance. So what it does is I sanded the inside of here, I sanded the four notches, and then I put four notches on the outside of these, filled it with
Yeah.
crazy glue, the gel crazy glue that I knew had a polyester base to it, and it still had the
Yep.
ethylene to hit here. So because I had the polyester and the ethylene, not just ethylene that normal runny crazy glue has,
Yep.
doesn't come off. I threw these to the ground, everything, no problem. But you have to understand polymer chemistry to understand that okay, in the same substance, I got polyester and ethylene. That means that I have something that could cross polyester and ethylene. That's bitching. In my normal stuff, it's just ethylene and like 0.005% acrylic is your normal ethylene, and it uses methyl isocyanate as a solvent, which is the same stuff that causes bowel disaster. I tell everybody, yes, stuff can kill you because it can if it's in too high a concentration. Use a fan,
Yeah.
do it in your garage, go outside. Okay. So because I knew that, I switched to the gel. I went out and bought some gel. I looked at the ingredients. Oh, I got a polyester base to stick to the P. And then I got the P, the E, the ethylene. And then if I knock it down a little bit, it will get the surface tension. It worked. I gave two to big lure or Kern
Mhm.
County Foam. You can drop me off. And I gave him a hybrid barrel for Am Pro because he loves Am Pro. So I gave him
Yep.
a hybrid barrel with the double thick brass, and he said he loved it. It was great.
Yeah.
Unmodded, it still did above 200 feet per second with a 9-inch barrel extension,
That's still
stainless steel.
fantastic.
Yeah, it was very
Yeah.
good. I really think that the Aeon Pros are just under barreled. They need to be longer. They need to be like an MP5 kind
Yep.
of thing. But if you do that, so I like glues that solidify for plastics. For darts, I like glues that are flexible, such as Go-To silicone, and I like to use a silicone base or a vinyl ester or a vinyl type glue. It was vinyl head. So I always look at the base material of it. But what I'm saying for next time, use something with a higher heat rating.
Yeah, you know,
Something that
and
hardens with a
yeah,
higher
no,
heat rating.
absolutely. That's the
Because
thing.
it's
Is like,
solid at room temperature. But once you get higher, and trust me, they ran into lots of these problems at Skunk Works, at NASA, at Dryden. Lots of these problems in the 50s and 60s. And I ended up hearing about them. That's how I know about them. A lot of
I
these.
read
So lots of
and
campfire stories about the stuff. Yeah.
yeah, and literally like this was the first time that I've ever had a failure like this. I was like, what the hell? But then I also looked, I'm like, oh, well, I mean, literally our temperature here was like 110 at one point. Obviously, if it's 110 when it is inside of a mail truck, how hot is it inside the mail truck?
2530, enough to cure epoxy and fiberglass, enough to almost be an autoclave without the pressure. Exactly.
Yeah. So I was like,
Exactly.
yeah, and I told the guy, I told him, I was like, listen, I was able to recreate the failure. I left it in a vehicle, for during the daytime inside of a box, and sure enough, I believe you that it started to come across, it started to come apart. Here's how I fixed it. I'm sending you this one with the fix. And I literally installed hardware on it for his, like, make sure make sure it gets to yours and just fine. Just to let you know, all you have to do is keep the one that you have right now. And I told him like what the fix was for it. And when he saw that, he's like, "You're still sending me a new one, even though I'm like, yeah, I'm sending you a brand new one. I'm
The
reinforcing
way to
it.
handle it.
Yeah, this is how you can reinforce the one that you have. You'll have two of them now in case you want." He's
If
like,
they use physical fasteners. Okay, what was the basis of the printing? Was it PETG?
"Oh, it's PLA.
Was
No,
it
it's PLA. It's PLA.
PLA?
All my
Okay.
shrouds
Oh,
are done in
PLA.
PLA.
Oh,
And
epoxy would have worked for that. Epoxy
no,
would have worked great for that. Yeah.
exactly. The only issue
You
that the
didn't have
reason
to
that
use don't use a goopy glue for epoxy. If it chemically works, those methylethylene chains will work great. A phenolic resin will work great for them. Yeah.
which
PLA
that's
almost bonds directly to PLA. Yeah.
which that literally is what I purchased recently was switching to epoxy now. And yeah, the
Nice.
reason that I was using the Gorilla Glue is because that glue I can literally it sets within a minute,
Mhm.
and literally I can wrap it up, and then 24 hours it's permanent adhesion supposedly.
Right,
Epoxy
right.
it takes the full 24 hours, so it's like it's more of a
But it's a
speed thing.
chemical bond and it will not go and it will withstand 1500 to 2500 depending on your mix. Exactly.
Yeah,
I like the higher cure stuff because at the end, it's tough shit. This is 30-minute cure, what I
yeah.
used in the show reinforcements, and it's tough as shit. You can shoot a dart at it and you don't hear it, which is
Oh
something I
wow,
found out playing with it. That it doesn't make the like
that's the MPX, right? The Mark 18 or whatever.
Mark 13. Mark
Mark
13, yeah.
13. Okay.
And then check this out. Way
Hold on.
louder.
Hold
And
on
I'm
one
really
second.
hitting there. It's
Yeah,
like twice or three times as loud.
Ryan was telling me about it. And he's like, that thing feels like it's actual like real steel weights too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because the epoxy and fiberglass, it's 2 layers in cast, and then there's 4 layers on each side. So both sides of these have reinforcement, so it doesn't have any give to it. And then your front cullet is all fiberglassed in, so the steel can't move. And then the rear gate is bolted in, and even that is spacer with Teflon. So the whole thing, that's why I'm saying this thing is so accurate because it just, so many people will just not even care about the barrel. It will just flop in there. And when it does that, well, okay, then your barrel can move between shots. You don't want to do that.
Yeah. Hold on one
Yeah.
second. I'm grabbing something off the print bag here.
No probs. No probs. And that's what I learned over years and years of blaster smithing is, especially if you're trying to chase tighter groups, and you're trying to build something that no one else has. So my whole thing is not keep up with the Joneses as much as it build something no one else has. Build something that they can't compete with, or something that they're not expecting.
You know,
And then you learn use that to your advantage.
that so it's funny you mentioned that, because that right there is the story of one of my favorite horrible blaster modifications.
What was it?
Double dealer.
Oh yeah, the double dealer, the one with 2 magazines and everything. I remember.
Nobody expects that thing to hit what I can get it to, what I got it to hit mine to hit.
It's 2 independent tubes. As long as you have something with a high potential energy and a low yield, you are better than high yield long shot springs. Yeah.
Yeah, well, the problem though is it's 2 independent barrels, 1 tube on the double dealer.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Yeah, so
That kind of sucks.
yeah, and it was the internals were a pain in the ass. I literally grabbed because they made an upgrade spring. AK Blastermon made an upgrade spring for it. I have that, but then I noticed that the upgrade spring, same outer diameter as the X-Shot long shot stock springs.
Mm.
Well, I upgraded my X-Shot long shot, so I took the X-Shot long shot spring, put it inside the double dealer, and oh, look at that! It hits 100 FPS with just that.
Nice.
So I'm like,
thank you for 2 darts with your shotgun. That's great.
Exactly. When you go to just the one dart, it hits 128. So I'm like,
nice.
Which is still good for HVZ, but nobody's going to expect it, which makes it even better. Now let me test this bad boy out, and then I got to try.
And then the next thing I'm doing to make this recoilless, actually came from one of my friends that work at Plant 42, and it's so. I'm not even going to say what it is, but it's something that the barrel and the dart cannot move because vibration never hits it. On an axial plunger design. Imagine that. And I figured out how to do it. So I'm doing that this week. Yeah.
Okay.
How's your shell doing?
Well, my shell fires my darts. There's a little bit of a drop in the FPS compared to the other one, but question is, can it fit the regular mega half darts?
Do you think that's the gap seal, or do you think that's the actual diameter? It could be the gap seal.
It's the gap. It's because of the gap seal to make the mega darts. So with my dart, since there's no actual head, all of that, when I don't put a chamfer in there, it just acts as a barrel.
I see. But the load face, what is that? Is that that's still 3D print texture?
It's all 3D printed. It's smoothed out.
Smoothen it out a little bit.
It's all smooth. It's
okay.
It's
that's
literally
what you're using as a print base. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Okay. Use that size of print base to get you the best face seal to the actual chamber. Okay, yeah, that works.
So
cool.
I'm getting that dart, which was kind of worn out. That was
blaster's so giant. It's insane.
What?
The Doom can it's huge.
Oh,
I'm
it's
looking at
gigantic,
you wield
dude.
that thing. That thing is giant. Oh, I know the bigger blasters, yeah.
Yeah, this thing's huge. It's a big boy.
Yeah, I know. Some guy tried to rush me again with a stock one, and I hit him with the MK2. And my quick drawing is really good. And I was like, "When did you get that? You just came out today." I'm like, "Oh wow!"
The fact that Hasbro designed this, and it's supposed to be for an 8-year-old, like, all right,
it's bigger than an 8-year-old. It could swallow an 8-year-old whole.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, so I don't really like the way this is coming out. Let me see what we'll get with this one here. This is an AccuFake, like a full-size AccuFake. It just won't rotate in the chamber.
Oh, you gotta get the chambers right, yeah, because it's got that groove in there that separates it between 2. Yeah, I get
Well, the thing is that the head sticks out on a standard length, so it gets stuck, so it won't rotate properly.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, I mean, it got 53 with a standard length, so
that's made for the 72 millimeter length of a normal dart, not the longer length of a mega. Definitely a
Exactly.
half mega thing. That is what I could kind of figured that it's definitely going to be half mega, not full mega if you use a mega shell. Unless, of course, you also modify the front of it to fit full length.
Which
Idea that you
I
have
think,
the actual cutout on it.
that Perry already did that over at Out of Darts. He did
Yeah.
this to make it a silly shell launcher, which I don't think this is powerful enough for a silly shell, but what do I know?
No. It's going to need a complete rework of the internals in order to be powerful enough to be really what it should be, in my opinion, because that stop in there and the limited travel, it needs more. It really does. And I really think you just got to redo the entire firing system so that there's no gears on the prime. You can use the K25. You have at 4 or 5 inches on the 1.5 plunger diameter, and the plunger diameter goes all the way to the ARs. No dead space in between it, all the way to the ARs. And to do that, you would have to redesign the catch, everything else. I mean, 3D print the whole bottom of it, basically. And if you did, and then put the normal parts on it, use the turn mechanism that's in the print handle in the front, from what I saw in pictures, that would get you up to 120, 130 range with 3 shots, and that would be killer. But that's how you have to do it. I don't think the stock can do it. I don't think the stock setup can do it. It just doesn't have the action. And even when you remove the dead space and do what Buff Daddy did, where he got rid of the dead space, that's still wasted travel on your tube. And considering that trigger is on a pivot, and you can easily just take the catch and move it back so that it can catch farther back if you did it. But then you're limited by gears and everything. You have to get rid of the gears to do that. It's worth it because that's another inch of travel that I think could throw it a lot more powerful. That's just my my opinion on that. But I think it just needs a whole redesign. That's my opinion. But I don't think anyone's going to get out of 100, 110 with this unless they do something drastic like that.
I mean, we'll see. I mean, I think that I could probably get with the stock shells, right around 80 on a triple blast, and I got the distinct feeling that when I upgrade the spring with the single shot, I'll be hitting with half darts around 130, 140.
Yeah. Well, I mean, 130 with 3 darts. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, well, I mean, right
That
now with three darts, with 3 half darts, I'm hitting around 88, 90. So
Yeah.
I mean, that's yeah.
It's decent as a toy, but not for the size sacrifice, in my opinion.
No. Yeah, no. I mean, it's
The size sacrifice is giant.
Yeah. This is going to be one of those gimmick. It's going to be awesome for an awfuls round, but that's about
absolutely. As a matter of fact, that's when I saw a guy play with it. It was an awfuls round.
it. Yeah.
It was an awfuls round.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, I think I gotta hit it myself.
Oh yeah, me too. It's already midnight here, so
yeah.
Right. So
well, good talking to you again, man.
No, good talking to you guys as always. And Trip, thank you so much for the chat and all the kind words, guys.
Absolutely.
Thank you all, everyone, for sticking around. I know it's late. Like always, our chats go off the rails sometimes because we like to joke around and have a good time. But hey, that's what this hobby's about.
Absolutely.
So, but I'll see you all next week. We'll think of something else. Again, anyone who wants to come up here and talk.
Shot. Yeah. Before we go, salute. Don't you go changing? Or I'll find you.
Yep. And y'all have a great night, everybody. See y'all next week.
Pinky. Yep. Laters.